Welcome to Starlight Stadium for today's Week 4 BCFC TELUS Optic Game of the Week alongside BC Football Hall of Famer Paul Short. I am Tyler Bennett. Thank you for joining us here on this beautiful Saturday. And what a day we have lined up for you today, Paul. The two juggernauts of the BCFC going head-to-head. What does this matchup mean?
It's huge. They've been in the Cullen Cup for the last 3 years against each other. And I don't want to go this far out this early in the season to say they're going to be the two finalists again, but the way the season is starting out, they are the top two teams at this point, so it wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, it's one of those games. Anytime these guys get together, this is the 66th meeting between the two clubs, but every time they get together, it's like the old Stray Dog song Tramp starts out, fasten your seatbelt. And you got to buckle in because these guys are going to get after each other.
Let's talk about the Rebels coming off a bye week. What has made them so successful to be 2-0 at this point?
Well, I think it's just the continuity they had. Even though Mark Townsend left after the season, was 1 year as head coach, they replaced with Connor Bryan, and Connor just maintained that continuity. And then there's also a guy at quarterback, that Gavin Session, that really reminds me of T. Jesse. He's not as big as T, but he stands back there. He's got a good arm, and being American, he's slowly getting his head around. Head around the Canadian game. So I would suspect, 2 games in, they've had a week of practice preparing for this game, that they're going to be. He'll improve as well as the offense.
And the Okanagan Sun 3-0, first place in the BCFC. What makes them such a tough team to play against?
Well, to be honest with you, they are probably the best defense, speed-wise, reaction-wise, I've seen in probably 10 years. They are playing really well. Thanks, Shane Beatty, ex-head coach of the Rebels, the defensive coordinator, has them fine-tuned and playing right on their toes.
Here we go, opening kickoff of this big Week 4 matchup, and we are underway. It's going to be Cameron Cohn on the return for the Rebels. He's going to look up the middle. He's going to try and break the outside cut. He's going to get to the outside, and he is going to be brought out of bounds just past the 35-yard line. A good return from DB Cameron Cohn to get the Rebels started.
Yeah, that was a really good return, taking on about his 10-yard line. And they had the wall set up. It was similar to the last game against the Valley where they returned the opening kickoff. Same setup, try to get outside. They had the blocking. But the Sun, they got some team speed there, and also seeing film, they knew what to expect.
So here comes Gavin Session, fresh off a Player of the Week honor in Week 2. Along with Tyrell Hofflin, was the Special Teams Player of the Week for the BCFC, had 3 all-purpose touchdowns in their Week 2 win over the Valley Huskers. And this is going to be the first drive for Gavin and the offense to see if they can go head-to-head against this feared Okanagan Sun defense. First down, it's going to be a handoff to Carter Williams on the inside. He doesn't have anything through the middle, so he goes to the outside and gets some pretty good yards. And that is a good run for Carter Williams, a gain of 8, and that will be close to a first down.
Yeah, the initial call was a little bit off tackle, and that closed down very, very quickly. The D-line got across the line of scrimmage, and with his quickness, his feet, he's bounced it outside, pick up some 9 yards. Good positive start.
So 2nd and 1, call it 2. Rebels going to look for a first down here, and Williams going to stay on the field. We'll see if they hand the ball off again, trying to get a couple short yards. Man in motion here is Jeremiah Beckwith, the tight end. And right immediately, Session rolls out, throws complete to Zion Brown. That was very close to the first down marker. We'll see where it's spotted, and it looks like it's going to be first down for the Rebels.
Yeah, just a safe play. Session rolls out to his left. Zion runs a 4-yard pattern, gets the first down. If it's not complete, it's on the ground. You get an option at that point to go on 3rd down or punt. But they got the first.
So the chains move and the Rebels drive continues here. Ball spotted just shy of the 45-yard line. As Session, looking at his options, gets his receivers in motion, takes the snap, and it's going to be a handoff to Carter Williams, looking up the middle, and nothing, doing a good stop there by the Sun defense to ensure no yards there, 2nd down.
Yeah, there's a good push from the Sun left side of the defensive line. They pushed the tackle back into Williams, and Williams had to step back, and then by that time, pursuit got to him for a no gain.
So 2nd and 10, the Rebels need a big play here in order to get close on 3rd or move the chains. We'll see if Session tests out that arm here and sees which target he has available. And here comes the receivers. There's the snap. Session looking. Here comes the pressure, evading, flushed out of the pocket. He's going to throw downfield. Got his man. That is caught as Aiden Bowles gets on the defensive side of the field with a nice catch. Great play by Session. First down, Rebels.
Well, they got the pressure pretty good. There was initial look everybody was covered, but he kept his feet alive and he rolled out to his left. And the important thing there is he kept his eyes downfield, and then the receiver just slowly drifted towards the sideline and found himself open.
So a good opening drive here by the Rebels offense. And they'll look to keep it going here as Session takes the handoff. It's going to Carter Williams up the middle again, and this time he's going to be swallowed by that Sun defense. No gain, if not a loss. And the Rebels back to the drawing board here on second down.
Yeah, running to the left side. Sun's left side's a pretty daunting task. There are two inside people there, plus the linebackers are really solid. So you got to be a little patient, and that's what the Rebels are doing here. Is they're just run the ball, show them that you can run the football a little bit, that they have that in their package, and then they'll go back to Sessions' arm here.
So Session, receivers in motion. Takes a snap, backs up, in the pocket, gonna throw this one downfield into double coverage. It's intercepted! Tariq Brown gets the pick, and that is gonna be a turnover as the Sun defense starting off strong with an INT. Coach Shane Beatty gonna love that, and now it's gonna be Sun football.
The ball held up a little bit, it looked like, but Tariq got it higher for it for his third interception of the year. And as he came down with it, he knew exactly where his feet were, so he's able to maintain it to pick up a couple yards after the pick.
So now the Sun take over, and this is the first time we're going to see Liam Kruger and the offense here at Starlight, and let's see what they can do. On first down, Kruger takes a snap, handoff right up the middle. That's Garen Hardesty, and not much doing there, a couple yards for the former Rebel. Garen Hardesty takes a year off and winds up on behind enemy lines here. What can you tell about what Garen Hardesty's done this year?
Oh, so far he's the leading rusher in the league, the leading carrier, and he's just doing what he did when he was with the Rebels. He ran for, I think it was 1,084 yards in 2023, and he's just slowly picking up where he left off after the year at York. But it's one of those things that he's going to run the football, so you got to key on him.
So 2nd and 5, Kruger, handoff Hardesty again. He's going to break to the outside, and nowhere to go as the Rebels defense swarms in for the tackle. That's a huge confidence boost for this Rebels defense, and it's 3rd down, and here comes the punt team for the Sun.
Well, Jaron made it. He had to change his direction, bounce it out to the left. And what the Rebels did is they maintained their position, and when they made the tackle, they definitely held on because, Garen can break tackles.
Will Bromelo, the first one to the ball there, who slowed down Hardesty, and then the recruitments came in shortly after, and it's a short first drive here for the Sun as they need to kick this one away. And I'm trying to get a number on the returner. Is it Tyrell Hoffland? We'll wait and see here.
Yeah, it looks like it, yeah.
And here's a good snap, good hold, and that one punted away well by Grady Hay. And it will be Tyrell Hoffland who's going to return this one. He's going to go immediately to his left. He's going to try and break the edge again. Here he goes. He's got the Sun in pursuit. Great job by Hoffland to get by. That's a great return as he is over the halfway point of the field. There is Tyrell Hoffland with another great return, and that's just one more reason why he's the reigning Special Teams Player of the Week for the Rebels.
And it's one of, again, those things like the kickoff. You want to get them out as wide as you can. The field's 65 yards wide, so use it. Makes guys change directions, make them be responsible for their lanes as they're coming down for cover. But now you got to make them change their lane. And a lot of times, guys, they drift a little bit, and if you got the speed, you're going to create some good lanes and good outside running.
So here is 1st and 10 for the Rebels offense, back out on the field after the turnover last drive. Going to see if they can push further downfield. As Session empty backfield set here, takes a snap. It's a screen pass to Tyrell Hoffland, and he's got not a lot of places to go here, and he is going to be stopped and brought down immediately. There is a flag. It looks like it might be against the Sun, as that's Riley Easton in on the tackle for the Sun. We'll wait and see what the call is here.
Yeah, it might be a face mask where he had his hands up on the chest area, but I didn't think he got the mask. I thought he got the front part of the the harness. But they could call this a horse collar tackle since he had the shoulder harness. Yeah, they are calling it the horse collar tackle, a 15-yard penalty. That's one thing of both these teams this year. They both have a lot of penalties, and a lot of them in the 15-yard types. And when you get in big games, they really, really hurt.
So that will help out the Rebels big time. Gavin Session having a quick word with offensive coordinator and team president Rob Lervold there to get the plan. And let's see what the Rebels can do here as they inch towards the red zone here. As the ball just passed the 40-yard line, Session has some options. Takes the snap, and it's going to be a fake handoff play, and Session going to roll out of the pocket here. He doesn't have a lot of room. He's going to try and take it himself. Here comes Gavin Session with a great run as the quarterback calls his own number and moves the chains. A big first down with not a lot of options there on the field.
No, he just, I think in his mind he was thinking, I'm going to do that anyway, but the Sun put a little bit of pressure on from his right side, and he saw daylight on the left and took off, got the first down. Both these teams are feeling each other out at this point, but the more you pick up positive yards, the better your feeling is. And you'll see the Sun dig in here. They're a stout defense, so they're not going to roll over.
1st and 10, ball at the 25-yard line of the Sun. Empty backfield set. Session going to throw right away. Caught by Zion Brown, looking for the extra yards, and he is going to be brought down there by Tariq Brown, who had the interception on the first drive. We'll see where this ball gets spotted, but it's close to another Rebels first down, but there is a flag.
Yeah, holding against the Rebels. Again, very smart play. Zion just ran the inside hook in front of the deep safeties. Just make the catch. That's all you got to do. Make the catch, and if you come down with nobody touching your body, get your feet on the ground and start the run. But unfortunately, called back for a hold.
So all that for naught, and now the Rebels looking at a 1st and 20 here. A 10-yard penalty really sets them back here as they were inching towards a major score there, and now they need to figure something out here to get back over to that side of the field.
Yeah, this is where you might see Coach Beatty bring somebody. They haven't brought a lot of linebackers yet, so they might just to put enough pressure on Session to make a decision quickly.
1st down, and here comes some pressure right away, and Session trying to roll out of the pocket. It's a deep throw for Zion Brown, and he just can't haul it in as him and Tyrell Hofflin looked like they got crossed up and ran the same route, and that came back to hurt them as that is incomplete. 2nd and 20.
Yeah, Zion was running a little bit of a post, little dig post, and Hofflin was running looked like a deep out, and unfortunately they crossed exactly at the same time the ball arrived, and that also is going to bring 2 defenders into the scene as well. And incomplete pass.
So the Rebels need a big play here to avoid having to force for a long field goal attempt at where the ball is spotted right now. So let's see what the Rebels have in their bag of tricks here, as it's a long 2nd and 20 play. And receivers in motion. Session looking to throw. Here comes the heat. It's a screen pass to Carter Williams. He needs a lot of yards, and he is not going to get it, as that's only a gain of 5 or 6 probably. There is a flag at the end of this play, so we'll wait and see if this might help out the Rebels.
That was a good call. They didn't bring a lot of heat, but it was a really good call, because what you want to come out of this is with some points. They're just, I would assume, setting up to try a field goal. If this penalty's not against them, it's against the Sun. That's going to give them 2nd down over.
I didn't really see it on the replay, but it looks like Gavin Session might have gotten hit after he got rid of the ball, so it could be roughing the passer. Let's wait and see.
Yeah, that's what they're calling.
So Session takes the hit, but that really helps them out as that resets the chains, and it's a 1st down in red zone territory here for the Rebels.
Yeah, again, another 15-yard penalty, and it's been a little bit of the MO of the Sun so far this year, as well as the Rebels. So it's something that, as you start to play more games, you calm down a little bit. It's just because you don't want to give up free stuff, and that's unfortunately what happens when you give away a big penalty.
So the ball at the Sun's 17-yard line, as the Rebels are in striking distance here of scoring the first points in this football game. It's just a matter of how many at this point. As Session takes a snap on first down. Looking, here comes the pressure right away, looking for Zion Brown, and nearly intercepted. As that in deep coverage there, it looked like Ahmad Borho. And Zion Brown doing the right thing, just breaking that ball up.
Yeah, he did. It was underthrown a little bit, and Borhat had his hands on it, and Zion came back and was now the defender and knocked it out of his hands.
So a very close call there for another turnover. Session looking for his #1 target. And Ahmed Borhout nearly had another interception. So 2nd and 10. Session gets his receivers in motion, takes the snap, looking, here comes the pressure right away. It's caught by Jeremiah Beckwith. That is awfully close to a first down. Let's see where this ball is spotted. And we'll wait and see. It's a close call. Nice catch, though, by Jeremiah Beckwith in traffic and holds on to it as well.
Yeah, just over top of the linebackers. The sun brought a little bit of heat that time, and so Session had to get rid of the ball very quickly. And that brought up a first down.
1st and goal. The Rebels looking to strike first here in a big way. And let's see what the Sun defense has to say about it. 1st and goal. They've got Hoffland and Zion to Sessions left. As Session takes a snap, it's a handoff to Carter Williams, and he is going to try and break the outside, and he is going to not quite get there. It's hard to see from our vantage point, but maybe a short gain, if anything, on 1st and goal.
Yeah, it looks like no gain. Yeah, he just ran out of space. The Sun pursued very, very well, cut him off, and prevented any gain of that by pushing him out of bounds.
2nd and goal. Sun defense made a great play there on 1st. They're going to try and replicate that, and the Rebels going to try and do something different, maybe try the same play. Let's see. There's 2 running backs in the set, and Session going to throw this one deep to the right side. It's going to be caught by Tyrell Hoffland. Touchdown, Rebels.
Yeah, that was thrown exactly where you had to throw it, over at the top of the head of the defender, and they had enough room on the sideline to make the reception for the first touchdown of the game.
Tyrell Hoffland coming off a 3-touchdown performance in week 2, and he's got one on week 4, as that's a nice catch. That makes it 6-0 Rebels, pending the extra point, as you see the catch once again on the replay.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was just pushed right to the outside. The only person who's going to catch that is Hoffland, or it's out of bounds, and then you try the field goal. But now they're out there with the kick team to try the convert.
So the extra point attempt here. And Simon Hale, low snap, and that one up and through, tack on the extra point. It is 7-0 Westshore as they get the first major score on the board.
Well, that happened last game against the Sun. I don't know whether they were looking past the Kodiaks, but the Kodiaks are a really improved team. And the Kodiaks put 11 points up in the first quarter before the Sun settled in to win the game 35-11. But when you're on the road, the home team wants to make a statement early, and that's what the Rebels have done. Excuse me. And so it's one of those things that the Sun now have to try to put a drive together, get their feet underneath them, get their heads into the game, and then that's when it'll turn into a really good game.
So the Rebels going to kick this one back to the Sun now after the extra point attempt. Simon Hale, number 8 for the Rebels, going to kick this one away. Out of Victoria, 2nd year with the club. And let's see where this ball goes as the kick is away. It's a fairly short kick, as it's going to be Jordan Falconer running into this one. And he's looking at a lot of red jerseys. Bo Nouvremont, the first man in there, and no gain. Great play by the Rebels special teams unit, as nowhere to go there for the Sun.
Oh, it's great coverage by the Rebels. And fortunately for Jordan, he had to wait for the football as he's running up on it, and it was caught up in whatever wind there is here, but it's windier up here than on the field, I would assume. But the Rebels really pursued well, shut down any escape route, and just made the tackle for, if there was a gain, it was maybe a 2-yard return.
So a quick water break here for the Rebels. 25 degrees here at Starlight Stadium, and the way that this stadium operates, it's on a turf field with these black rubber pellets, and it pretty much radiates the heat right through these players' feet. So it's very important to keep the players hydrated, and on a hot day like today, I know Okanagan might be used to it, but I know the Victorians here are used to the much more mild climates.
No, we just like the palm trees swaying in the background. The odd flamingos walking through the yard with something in your hand you call a drink. So
looks like the officials needed to be hydrated as well.
It's important because last game, that one guy collapsed because he was on the sticks because he wasn't hydrated properly. So hopefully everybody is drinking lots of water.
So it looks like we're ready to go here, waiting for the official to clock in the play, and there it is. And now Liam Kruger in the offense looking to get things going here on offense on first down. It's a screen pass play, and there's a big hit. That was number 6, Sam Mellinson, on the reception there, but nowhere to go as they're on the tackle. That would be Joe McGovern, all the way from the UK, making the tackle.
Yeah, it was good tackle. It was where you have to tackle somebody like that, tackle him low, but it was a good positive play for the Sun, puts them on a manageable second down and just over 5. But they got to get something positive going. You're on your heels a little bit over the Rebels' first couple drives.
2nd and 5, Kruger fakes the handoff again, going to throw. That one's going to be caught. That's a first down for the Sun, as the Rebels are quick to swarm in, but not before Vincent Chewy gets the first down here for the Sun. As the officials run in here, I didn't see if there was a flag.
No, it doesn't look like it.
I do see one down by the second line marker there, but looks like it might be declined.
Yeah, it might have been offside, Rebels. Yeah.
So first down, Sun regardless, as Vincent Chewy makes the catch, and that moves the chains for the Suns' first down of the football game.
Yeah, again, just to make the pitch and catch, get first down, maintain possession.
And Kruger on first down throws. That's going to be caught down the sideline with some room to run, and that's another first down for the Sun, as that's Tyler Craver on the reception, as Liam Kruger hitting all of his offensive weapons here on this drive.
Yeah, just out of the backfield, run a quick little out, then put your legs underneath you and find what you can get after that. Rebels converged pretty good, but the Sun did some good blocking up front to maintain for Liam to be able to throw that football downfield.
So 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line, still on Okanagan's side of the field. Kruger gonna fake the handoff again and gonna throw deep downfield. He's got a man, and it is just through the hands, incomplete, as Ty Walker is gonna wanna have that one back. That would have been a run to the house, but right through the fingertips, incomplete.
Yeah, I thought when I was seeing it come down, I thought he pulled his hands into his body a little bit too quick. Very, very good pass. Should have been caught. But again, you're thinking, I'm going to score. You're also thinking, I got a guy close to me, so you got to concentrate on the football.
There you see it, right in and out of the hands. And now it's 2nd and 10 here for the Sun. Kruger takes the handoff, going to throw immediately. That is caught, as nice move there by number 13, but the ball is out, and it's recovered by the Rebels. Joe McGovern jumps on the ball, and it is a turnover. Oh, what a turn of events there. Is a great move there by Josiah Halliburton to get the first down, but he loses the football, and the Rebels defense gets the turnover.
Yeah, Halliburton, as he made the spin move to pick up the first down, he didn't realize that somebody was coming from the other side, and as they put the head on him, and didn't have the ball tight enough into his body, and on the ground, and a turnover for the Rebels. That's their 2nd today.
Gio Lanuzzi forces the fumble, and the Rebels going to take over here, and that's a pivotal part of this first quarter here, as it looked like the Sun finally got the gears turning, and just like that, they lose the football.
Yeah, and that's the game. That's the game of the way this game's played. It's based on turnovers and/or penalties. So it's one of those things you got to capitalize when you get them, and you got to talk about it when it happens to you, and just regroup, refocus, and be prepared to go in next. Now the Sun can get a turnover here, and you got to have your offense mentally ready to go when they get the ball back.
Another quick water break here as the Rebels getting set for their next offensive possession, and wow, what a turning point there, as this could be a 2-score football game off of that play. And when you're playing against these two good teams, 2 scores, there's a big difference.
Oh, it really is. Because that's one of the things about these two teams is they've, over the last few years, it's been relatively close. The Sun have, dominated right from the beginning. But as everybody tries to catch the Sun, they're the winningest program in BCFC history. They've got, I think, three or four Canadian championships, a dozen BC championships. And it's just one of those things that everybody wants to be the Okanagan Sun. And they're maintaining, and everybody's now starting to catch up a little bit. So you're going to get good games. That's the bottom line.
So the Rebels, fresh off the turnover on first down, they're going to hand off the ball to Ryan Vincent down the middle. A good power run right up the gut for a gain of 5 as Ryan Vincent just powers his way through 5 yards there.
Yeah, and Gruninger made a really nice tackle. He caught him, but he had his feet still, and he just put Vincent to the ground right away, didn't get pushed back.
So 2nd and 5 here for this Rebels offense, right at the midfield marker. Going to look to keep this drive alive here. Session going to have Zion Brown deep out to the left, and he's going to have Aiden Bowles deep out to the right. Receivers in motion, takes the snap, fakes the handoff. Here's the pressure, and too much to handle there for Session as he had, that would be Javaron Williams right in his face and nowhere to go with it, 3rd down.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Williams tipped that away or not, but it looked like he might have touched the ball. But yeah, it was a quick pressure, so Session had nothing to do other than try to throw it away or get sacked.
Jarvion Williams forces that one incomplete, and now the Rebels going to punt this football away. As Jordan Cran's going to kick this ball away. We've seen a plethora of kickers for the Rebels so far. They don't really have a specialist either which way. It feels like whoever's hot they're going to stick with. As Crans takes the snap, good hold. Here comes the pressure, nearly taken off, and there is a flag behind for roughing the kicker as he just bounced off of Crans. Didn't look like a whole lot, but look out. Here comes the Sun the other way, all for naught, as they're going to go down the field out of bounds at the 50, but this play going to come back.
Yeah, it'll be contacting the kicker, which is a 10-yard penalty. I would assume, unless there was a hold, they're calling it contacting the kicker. So that'll be a 10-yard penalty against the Sun, Rebel 1st down. I didn't, punter was able to get the ball away, so I thought it was a call you could have put back in your pocket.
So a good return there. That was Glenn Kadua, I believe, number 12 for the Sun that made that return. So we'll see where the ball gets spotted here for this next Sun offensive set.
Yeah, Glenn leads the Sun with 182 yards in punt return yardage on eight tries, and he's got some speed. He reminds, like Hoffland, he able to get outside, use the field, and Rebels just forced him out there, but unfortunately there was the penalty against the Sun for the contact of the kicker.
So the Rebels have the football here. Perhaps I'm lost here as Session takes on 1st down, looking Zion Brown in single coverage downfield, just incomplete. As that was a home run Hail Mary there, but just incomplete. Paul, walk us through when there is a roughing the kicker penalty. Is that automatically the ball given back to the punting team?
Yes, yeah. This one was a contact, which is a 10-yard penalty, and because the Rebels had, I think it was 3rd and 5, they just moved it up 10 yards from the line of scrimmage, 1st down for the Rebels. If it was a roughing, doesn't matter if you could have been a 2nd and 20 or 3rd and 20. It's a rough play, automatic 1st down. So, but the Rebel, either way, the team that's punting maintains possession.
And that's why you're here, Paul. Because otherwise I would have been lost.
Well, it's not for the looks, I know that.
2nd and 10. Tyrell Hoffland on the screen pass, going to try and beat the edge, but right there with him, he tries to break 1 tackle, tries to break 2 tackles. There's flags galore as Zion Brown didn't have a helmet and ran in after the play as Hoffland doesn't have his helmet either. So this could be a plethora of penalties as we didn't really get a good look at it because it was far down the field. And it looks like Hoffland might need some help. As a bit of a rough play there, and we'll have to wait and see on the replay.
Yeah, it might be a face mask penalty because generally if you tackle somebody by the face mask, you get a good hold, the hat's coming off. That's the only thing I can think of. High tackles will sometimes be called if they're sort of unnecessary high tackles. But I'm thinking that, it's probably a face mask penalty, which would be another 15 yards, and that would be about the fourth one against the Sun this quarter. And we still got a minute 50 to go. It's like, that's a lot of penalties.
So Hofflin getting attended to. Obviously a big part of this Rebels team. Doesn't look too pleased about it. We'll keep you updated as we get along this game. Tyrell Hofflin, a big part of this football team, but coming off the field here in a bit of distress. Zion Brown also taking a knee without his helmet on. That's your top two receivers here for Westshore that might be banged up here. So could be a pivotal moment here in this football game to look back on as we go forward.
Well, it looked like the official might have signaled 2 unnecessary roughness penalties. But the Rebels right now are having success throwing the football. They haven't been doing very well on the ground, but they're picking apart the Sun defense through the air, that's for sure. And obviously the Sun aren't helping themselves with all these penalties.
So Hofflin will go get checked out. Brown's still on the field, so it looks like he'll be okay.
Yeah, there's 2 unnecessary roughness penalties, so that'll be too many men against the Rebels, so be a 20-yard gain, I would suspect. I'm not sure how. I
saw the wheels spinning in your head while
Yeah.
you were thinking of that, Paul. If it makes you think, it makes all of us dumbfounded.
Well, I didn't see that they had too many men on the field because that flag came out really late. Normally it comes out fast.
So they are marching up the field here. And we're just trying to hear what the official is saying. He does have a microphone this week, so maybe we'll be able to get into the PA feed and be able to actually hear them this week.
That's going to give the Rebels first down. Looks like on about the 15-yard line, somewhere in there. But big break for the Rebels here. You jump up 14 points on the Okanagan Sun in the first quarter. They don't experience that very often.
So the Rebels immediately thrust into red zone territory here. The ball is at the 15-yard line, 1st and 10. And let's see what the Rebels can do with this glorious opportunity. There's Beckwith in motion. Session fakes the handoff, throws to Zion Brown, and incomplete. Looks like Brown lost a step there. And a great job in coverage there by Easton Fensky. And that's going to be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, excuse me, as Zion made the cut, he slipped, and Easton just came over top and almost got his hands on the ball for an interception. But another down for the Rebels, 2nd down. They're in position now. They can add a field goal. But obviously their mind is thinking, Robbie Verville, the offensive coordinator's mind saying, no, we're scoring. We're going in the end zone, standing up.
So a big 2nd and 10 here for the Rebels, looking to tack more points onto the board here. Still late in the first quarter here. And anyone's football game as Session has a fullback in the backfield, takes the snap, looking immediately to his left. He's going to be flushed out of the pocket again. He's on the run, throwing on the run, and that is going to be thrown out of bounds. Look out, Derek Munch, as he nearly got taken out by that one. Looks like he's okay, though. And that's going to be 3rd and 10 as now the special teams unit out here for the Rebels.
Yeah, again, he just ran out of time. The Sun got pressure on him. They had to move, and he was smart. He put it where it had to be. Either his guys catching it or the sidelines catching it, or Derek maybe will catch it. But at the end of the day, it's, Rebels live for another down. They get an opportunity here to add 3 points.
So it will be Simon Hale out to kick this one. Sorry, Simon Hales. Had multiple spelling on his last name, so I apologize for that. Sometimes it's Hale, sometimes it's Hales. If his family are watching, just DM me on Twitter and tell me how to pronounce it correctly. As here's the hold, snap, kick is up, and it is good. Tack on 3 points as Simon Hales kicks it through the uprights at about 23 yards. Make it 10-0 Rebels late in the first quarter.
Again, Rebels came away, with the help of some Sun penalties, score 3 points. But the thing that's surprising me so far is the number of passes the Rebels have thrown, and they really haven't gotten to Session. Their front 7, front 4 are exceptional. They lead the BCFC with 12 sacks, but they haven't really come close to him as far as that chance of having a sack. And that's partial on Session as well, seeing what's going on and releasing the ball before he can get sacked.
So the Okanagan Sun back out here on offense off of the fumble on their last drive, and Hardesty running hard up the middle for a gain of 4, maybe 5, as the Rebels swarmed in pretty close there. And we've yet to see an explosive run for Hardesty, but you're almost guaranteed at least a few yards from number 21 there on the Sun.
Absolutely, and I think the Rebels are obviously tuned into him. This is a homecoming for him. He's from Victoria, so it's, he's got family in the stands and everything, but they know how good this kid is, and they're not going to give him any avenue to make them look bad.
Here is a play action here by Kruger. He's going to take it himself and take a big hit in the meantime as Will Bromelo first on the tackle before the Cavalry arrive to finish it off, and it's going to be 3rd and short. Time to decide now if you're the Sun. Do you go for it? It looks like they're going to punt this one away.
Yeah, I think I'd be punting too. That was a called play where Kruger was going to just run, follow his blocking, but the Rebels flowed to the ball quite well, eliminated all the holes, and able to limit them to maybe a 2-yard gain.
A statement being made here by the Rebels defense in the first quarter, as this will be the final play of the first quarter on this punt, as the clock has hit 0. And it looks like on the return, it's going to be Elliot DeWood. And a bit of an awkward snap, but a good job by Grady Hay to kick that one away. It's a looping kick, going to stop just shy of the 35, and DeWood going to be right out of bounds, and that's where the Rebels will take over. But that is the end of the first quarter. The Rebels up 10-0. We are going to step aside for a brief moment and come back with our second quarter coverage. You're watching BCFC football on TELUS Optic TV and BCFC TV.
Yeah, my name's Harold Skadberg. I am co-owner of Viking Properties, formerly Pacific Coast Land.
My name is Jan Egil Gulbrandsen. I'm a co-owner and partner with Harold in Viking Properties.
We're fortunate enough to have Ben taking over more and more for us. He's been working with me for probably 4 or 5 years now, and the company is in good hands.
My name is Ben Gulbrandsen. I'm the president of Pacific Viking Group Properties. So what we try to do is really provide the most square footage possible within people's price range in a very neutral palette so that people can come in and make their own mark on their own home.
And we are back here at Starlight Stadium for the second quarter. Gavin Session in the offense onto the field, and it's going to be a handoff to Ryan Vincent on first down, and a great job there by the Sun defense to swarm in and make the tackle. It's a short gain, if anything, 2nd and long here for the Rebels.
Yeah, that's what the Sun defense is noted for. They're flowing to the football. They're a very, very fast defensive unit, and they're making things happen, but in this game they're still a little bit on their heels. But the Rebels haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Through the air is where they're making the most yards.
So 2nd and 9 here. The Rebels going to need a big play here to move the chains. Looks like an audible being called here by Session to Hoffland and Zion Brown. And takes the snap, and he's going to roll to his left, looking for Hoffland downfield. Here's the ball, and it is incomplete. Great job on the coverage there as Riley Easton breaks up the play, and that is going to be a quick 2 and out here for the Rebels.
Yeah, Easton made a really nice play there. He didn't allow the receiver to back onto the inside of the field, and he just had his eyes on him the whole way, knowing that the ball's coming to him, because when you look at their eyes, they light up a little bit when they see the ball in the air to them. He did a great job of coverage.
So the Rebels going to punt this one away. Jordan Cran's going to punt this one. And that is some momentum much needed there for the Suns sideline, who haven't had a whole lot to cheer about so far in this game, as that's a good kick by Crans and good maneuver there, as that is Glenn Kadua getting by some coverage down the field, and he's making something out of nothing here. Great return, Glenn Kadua, as it looked like he was dead in the water from about the moment he caught the football, and it turns into a 35, 40-yard run.
Oh, that was a great run. He almost tackled as soon as he touched the football as he cut up the field, breaks out to his right, and then he tight ropes the sideline for about an extra 12 yards. Great run by Kaduda.
Couple nice jukes, couple hesitations, very shifty move there, and now the Sun already into Rebels territory here before the offense even gets on the field. So a good opportunity here for Kruger and the offense to put some points on the board is on first down. It's a handoff to Hardesty. He's got some room to run here, and he is going to be brought down as Bronson Pfeiffer comes in from the secondary, but that's going to be enough, I think, to move the chains for a Sun first down.
Yeah, very nice hole the Sun did on the right side there. The O-line got off and up real quick into the Rebels defenders and had a huge hole to run through. And again, a positive. And a positive for the Sun is the yardage gain, but also there's no penalty. And that's the big part. They're in position now to add points. Liam Atwood, one of the best, or the best kicker in my opinion in the BCFC history.
So on 1st and 10, it's Hardesty again, and he's got some room to run, goes for the hurdle, and he is going to be just short of another first down as that's Joe McGovern on the tackle, and that's going to be close to moving the chains again.
Yeah, it's kind of like Gieran's MO is once he gets close to somebody as they dive down to make the tackle, he'll try to hurdle over top of them, but unfortunately he wasn't able to come down because a lot of Rebels know he's going to touch the football and they're going to try to get there before he does.
2nd and 1. Let's see if the Sun keep it on the ground again. They've been successful. Kruger's going to throw immediately. That one is going to be caught as that's Sam Mellinson, and his helmet comes off on the tackle, but that's probably going to be enough to move the chains again. And it will be another Sun first down as they enter the red zone for the first time in this football game.
Yeah, just an easy pattern over the middle. Curl up, get in the open area as linebackers drop out, the safeties drop out, catch the ball, get what you can, and they fresh set of downs, first down at about the 16-yard line of the Rebels.
First red zone opportunity here for the Sun, looking to get back into this football game here. Kruger takes the snap on first down. It is Hardesty through the middle, a good run, and that is going to be pretty close. And it's going to be 2nd down and very short as Hardesty starting to get those legs churning here in the second quarter.
Yeah, give him some confidence, and he's going to make something happen. He's that type of ball player. He's determined. Now they got a little sneaky down here where they can play with some play action passing or something a little fancy maybe. You don't want to give too much away for people to see on film, but they'd have to score, though. They have to get in the end zone here.
2 running backs, and it's Hardesty again right through the middle, and he is tackled pretty shortly after he gets the ball, and we'll wait and see. Did he get the first down?
Yeah, they got the first down.
They did get it, so 1st and goal, and right now give the ball to Hardesty and just figure it out from there.
Oh, absolutely. Just, keep using him. He's hot right now. Let him pound it up. He has something to prove being home and, saying to the Rebels, you're not going to stop me. You can't stop me.
1st and goal. Kruger going to roll out to his left. He's going to try and take it himself. He hurdles in, and it is
they're saying he's down at the
not a touchdown. Kruger thinks he got it, but there is a flag as he throws the ball at the official and has something to say about it, and that is a crucial penalty at this point in the football game.
Again, an unnecessary penalty to where you didn't get in, they didn't call it, you move on. But if you get caught here with something that unsportsmanlike conduct that's going to move you back, it's post-play as well, so it still remains 2nd down.
So there is the penalty call, and that backs up the Sun. A huge penalty at this juncture of the game. And Liam Kruger not going to be happy with that one.
No, it's a very poor decision by Liam. So you need your experienced players to be leaders in a positive way, and you build your team around doing positive things. And fortunately, a loss of composure there for him.
So 2nd and goal. Ball past the 10-yard line now, and Kruger going to need to throw it in. He's looking for a man. There's a throw. It's in and out of the hands of Isaiah Boutin, and incomplete, a near interception. That would have been huge. And now the field goal unit team out for the Sun, looking to tack 3 points on the board.
Yeah, Liam had lots of time there to throw, but the Rebels had really good coverage. And I just thought that maybe he would use his legs and try to take off and, use the extra blocking that he had. But no, good on the Rebel defense. They did what they had to do and hold the Sun to a field goal attempt.
Isaiah Boutin kicking himself. He didn't have that football, but it's still a good hold there by the Rebels defense here, as now it's on the special teams unit of the Sun to try and tack 3 points on. Here's the snap, the kick, and it is through. So tack 3 points onto the board. The Okanagan Sun get it done as Liam Atwood kicks it through the uprights. It is 10-3 here early in the second quarter.
Yeah, and Atwood you can almost count on. You put him on the field. He's the all-time leader in field goal percentage at .790 and fourth in all-time scoring. So he's one of those guys that you can say, okay, let's go get some points. But he's not really smoking it this year. He's 2 for 4 now, but he'll heat up. He's a really, really good kicker. So you almost guaranteed points, but you got to be disappointed you didn't get a major on that last possession.
Some points definitely left on the table there for the Sun after the unnecessary roughness penalty. And the Rebels just going to take this ball over at the 35. And Session waiting for the official to clock the play in. There it is. And he's going to get his receivers in motion. Here's the snap. It's going to be a quick throw out to the right. It's Jeremiah Beckwith, and he is going to be brought down in a hurry as good coverage there by the Sun. Grayson Statham makes the tackle. It's going to be second and about 5.
Yeah, that was your Sun speed right there coming up on that one. As the ball carrier, after he made the catch, as he turned, there was nowhere to go. And the Sun didn't usually do what they do well. What they did well there was tackle. Coach Beatty's not going to let many guys get away with missing a tackle.
So second and 5 here for Session in the offense. Tyrell Hofflin is back on the field. He's on the far side there as the wideout, so that's good to see if you're a Rebels fan. And here's a fake throw handoff, and Ryan Vincent reaches for the first down marker. Let's see if they give it to him. Yeah. And it looks like he's going to move the chain, so a great run there by Ryan Vincent up the middle. It's a Rebels first down.
Yeah, just get through the line, lower this pad level, create what you can get, because you know you're going to get tackled, and he had the wherewithal to stay low and then extend the ball as he was getting before his knees touched the ground. Important drive for both teams. It's a 10-3 score right now, but for the Sun to stop the Rebels, get the ball back, gives them a little bit of life to say, okay, let's get back in this game. And for the Rebels, if they can score here, that puts a big hurdle up for the Sun.
Here is Ryan Vincent with some room to run, but unfortunately, he runs right into the Sun defense, but there is a flag on the play as Easton Fensky makes the tackle, and it looks like this one's going against Okanagan.
I would think so. It'd probably be a high tackle. He kind of wrapped his arms around his head, and that'll be another 15-yarder.
So penalties eating the Sun alive at this point in the football game.
Well, by my calculations, I think this is their 6th 15-yard penalty. And we still got about 10 minutes to go.
First down.
And there's the referee, Mike. Thanks to Grayson on audio for getting that sorted out. So now we don't always have to rely on you, Paul. We can maybe hear some of the calls as they come in. As the Rebels now take over in Okanagan territory, ball just past the 45-yard line. So wide set here, 2 receivers out. Session takes the snap, fakes the handoff, throws to Zion Brown. It's complete, and that is going to be another first down as Zion Brown gets the catch and moves the chains. Another nice play there by Gavin Session to get that going.
Again, just a quick pass, just throw the football, get what you can get after it. It came up a bit shy there, but it puts him in a fancy down here where you can horse around with it a bit. But yeah, that's where Gavin's having success, is through the air, just throwing, and the Sun don't have an answer for him right yet.
sorry, it was not a first down. It's second and very short. They're going to go for it down the field looking for a man, and it's going to be pass interference on that throw is Zion Brown, the intended receiver, and Glenn Kadua was in coverage, and the Sun sideline can't believe it. But that one looks like it's going to go against Okanagan once again.
Well, I think, both Zion and Glenn, they've got speed, so they're going to be able to horse around all day covering each other and trying to stop each other. But I think what happened there, Glenn got his right arm just on Zion's back, and the deep official will call that every time because he doesn't know if he's grabbing cloth, but he'll always throw the flag. Any contact on the back.
So that will move the Rebels up to the 20-yard line, now in red zone territory where they've been very successful today. They're 2 for 2 with a field goal and a touchdown. Let's see if they can tack more points on the board here. The clock running, 7:20 left in the first half here. Session looking at his options. He's got Vincent in the backfield, takes the snap. Here's the throw looking left. He's looking to the end zone for Jeremiah Beckwith, and it is out of reach, incomplete. As in coverage there was Tariq Brown, who had the interception early on in the football game. We have a Sun player down on this one. And it looks like something at the foot area there, as that would be Jaquintus Summers.
Wow.
So he will get attended to.
That'd be a huge loss. He's leading the BCFC in sacks this year, and he's on a pace to set a whole new record, but you'd hate to lose him. Yeah, that was just an overthrow. It's not, you don't see the wind on the field as much, but up here it's quite windy, and the ball probably just lofted it a little bit and out of reach. But again, no harm, no foul. The ball's out of bounds. It's not in a white jersey's hands. And
so they're attending to Jaquintus Summers here around the 35, and player's going to take a quick breather here. Hopefully, again, it's not a serious injury. As the Sun already missing Jacob Bond, who's a big part of their defense too with the BC Lions right now, and can't afford to lose too many of those guys that are real glue guys both in your locker room and on the field.
Absolutely, and Jacob was, like you say, he's the glue. He was the leader. And the cool thing is that him and Kieran Passant are playing for the Lions. They Rebel Sun, and I'm sure they probably are best pals now, but I'm not sure they were when they played against each other. But no, Jacob last year in the with the Sun going to Regina and beat the Thunder in the Canadian Junior semifinal, he was a defensive player of the game, and he was also defensive player of the game of the Canadian Bowl, and just classic guy, classic kid, and I'm wishing him all the best. It's just like a shot in the arm for the BCFC to have these guys an opportunity while they're still playing junior. It's just fantastic, just fantastic. And that's also where the BC Lions are well ahead of a lot of the other teams, where they will recognize junior football players are pretty darn good.
So Summers still getting checked out here. We can't tell if it's going to be a lengthy delay yet or not.
That's almost common now, isn't it, for a Rebels home game?
Yeah. After week 2, we had 3 ambulances on the field throughout the evening. I think our broadcast was about 5.5, 6 hours by the time all was said and done.
I don't know. My leg said it felt like 4 days.
And Summers going to come off on his own power, which you love to see. So wishing the best for Jaquintus Summers, and hopefully it's just something that keeps him out for a few plays. But we'll keep you posted as we see him getting worked on the sideline here. But a big loss to this Okanagan defense for the time being.
Yeah, second in team tackles, first in sacks. He's definitely making a statement. He's from Alabama, and he's come to Canada to say, I can play up here.
Here is 2nd and 10. Here's an end zone throw for Zion Brown. He's got it! Touchdown! Rebels! Zion Brown. Take a bow. Great catch there by number 4, and the Rebels regain their 2-score lead.
Yeah, just a flag pattern to the corner of the end zone, and Session put it where it had to be, and the Sun defender had position, but he went up on the backside of Zion, and Zion could block him out to make the catch.
Zion Brown, a huge part of this Westshore offense, who was dearly missed the last year and a half dealing with injuries, and he has shown everyone why he's in the top 50 in the CJFL player rankings. Simon Hale's going to try and kick this extra point here. Good snap, good hold, kick is up, and kick is through. Tack on the extra point. It is 17-3 for the Rebels, who are having an outstanding first half here at home against the reigning BC champs.
It's a good start for the Rebels, and that's what you want to do when you're at home, is you want to get after the visiting team as quickly as you can and maintain the pressure. And for the visiting teams, you know you're coming into a hostile environment, and it's just make sure your focus is good. Don't get down if you're down at the bad end of the score, and just keep playing, because good things will happen and come your way. Right now, a turnover and lots of penalties have been hurting the Sun.
6:52 is what we have on the clock here in the remainder of the first half, and a lot of positives, a lot of success for the Rebels, and a lot of questions here for the Sun, who looked like they would be within 3 points until a flag changed everything for them here. And now they'll get the ball back and hopefully get their first major score, if you're a Sun fan, to get back into this football game.
No, you have to. This is where they have to come away before halftime, adding to their total.
Good kick by Hales. Jordan Falconer having to back up on this one, and he is going to go to his right on the return looking for a seam, and he is going to be met early, as that is a huge tackle by Simon Kerr, number 43 in your playbook, and that's a big play by the Rebels special teams unit to limit the gain there.
Oh yeah, Falconer, he saw the hole. He said, I'm going to make the cut, a little bit cut to my left, but Kerr just said, no, this is my alley and you're not going anywhere.
Here you see it on the replay, a huge collision there as Simon Kerr out of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, his second year at the team out of Miller High School. And Liam Kruger in the offense back out on the field. It's going to be Hardesty on first down. Big tackle there as Isaiah Boutin had the train coming at him, but manages to bring down big number 21. And that is going to be close to another Sun first down.
Well, it's one of the things that Boutin had to make the tackle, but you also have to hold on. And that's one thing Hardesty is good at, is breaking tackles. He's always going to break tackles. So if you hold on, he eventually got to go down to the ground, and help's going to arrive. So, and that's what Boutin did there, is this, he made sure he was holding on.
2nd and 1 here. Kruger takes the handoff, going back onto the ground for Hardesty, but he is going to be brought down pretty early. Doesn't get the first down as Hardesty stopped in his tracks by the Rebels defense, and now it is decision time for the Sun on 3rd and short.
Yeah, looks like Coach Miller's putting in the beefy guys to say, okay, let's go. Let's get this first down.
So here is a big play for the Sun here, gambling on 3rd and short on their own side of the field here. This could be a big moment in this game if the Rebels can force a turnover on downs at this juncture of the game here. Let's see what the Sun have to offer here. Play is clocked in, lots of bodies there in the backfield.
It'll be Christos to the left.
And here's the snap. It's a quick run up the middle, and that is going to be enough. Good call there by the Sun. That moves the chains, as it was a direct snap to the backup quarterback, Marcus Christos, and that will move the chains. Good conversion there on 3rd down.
They had to do that. I think we're at the point of the game where you got to take a gamble here and there. Obviously, you don't want to turn it over, but this is going to give the guys a little bit of a boost. Like, okay, the coach believes in us. Let's get going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
So the chains move over, and it's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. And it looks like somebody jumped the line there on the Rebels side. This is a free play here as Hardesty blows a tire on the cut. And I think it's going to be a free yards here and a free play for the Sun, as it looked like the Rebels jumped offside.
Yeah, I thought so. Kruger hard count there, and it got the 2 of the Rebels that got into the neutral zone. So that'd be 5 yards and give the Sun a 1st and 5.
That was Marcus Fry, I believe, who jumped the gun, number 94 there in red.
Not sure why it takes so long for the officials sometimes to just for an offside penalty to discuss it. Oh, we're saying, okay, both. Wow.
Rebels,
Wow.
redo first down.
Both teams go offside, so it's a redo on the down.
I did not see the Sun move or anything. I saw the Rebels jump, but I didn't see anybody on the Sun go anywhere.
So let's do this all over again as the clock rolling at 4:25 remaining here in the first half. Here comes the pressure from the Rebels. Here's a quick throw. It's going to be caught as on the tackle coming in for the big hit is Gio Lanuzzi, as that's Josiah Halliburton making the reception, but it's a short gain, if anything, second and about 7.
Well, still keeps you in a position where you can run or throw. But, yeah, just a quick little pass. But the Rebels are on their toes this afternoon. They're really getting after the ball carrier. They're really early and helping out on tackles when they're on a pass. But the Sun just, not saying they're out of sync, but they just don't have the same spunk that I saw in the first 2 games.
The Westshore faithful bringing the noise here on 2nd and 6. Kruger looking deep downfield. He's got a man. It's caught downfield. Wide open touchdown. Okanagan Sun Vincent Chewy was in no man's land, and that is 6 big points on the board. We've got a football game.
I got a ball game. Yeah, just a broken coverage for sure because Chewy was wide open, too wide open for something like that. But Kruger just saw it, set his feet, and released the football comfortably without trying to say, I got to get it there. It was just throw the ball, he'll catch it. And that's what he did.
The Okanagan sideline has life.
And that's what they needed. They needed to have something to say, okay, come on, we can play with these guys. We're the best 2 teams in the BCFC at this point. Let's come back and win this football game.
Here comes the extra point kick. And it is up. It looked like it was blocked partially, but it still goes through the upright. So tack on one more. It is 17-10 with 1 or 2 possessions left in this first half. And this is the Okanagan Sun team we expected to come in here. Explosive. They can get you at any time. And if you let their guard down, they're going to walk all over.
Oh,
you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, like they say, you don't kick a dog when it's down. But not saying the Sun are going to respond like they just did for the rest of this game, but they are a really good football team, so you got to be prepared to play 60 minutes against them. So yeah, all it takes is that one play just to, like you say, spark the bench. And
Liam Atwood going to kick this ball away here for the Sun, who are back within striking distance of a single score here. And there is the swagger back to the first place team in the BCFC. As Atwood gets his players ready and kicks a booming kick down the sideline, and Cameron Cohn going to receive this one just past the goal line and immediately try and hit the outside cut, and he doesn't have a lot of place to go. Here's a flag, and he takes a big hit on the way down from multiple returners there for the Sun. We'll see where the flag is. And we'll see where this ball is spotted as the Rebels will take over here just past the 3.5-minute mark of this second quarter.
Yeah, that's probably a legal block against the Rebels. Generally, when you have a return and there's nobody on the ground, somebody's grabbed a jersey, so I would suspect a holding or a legal block. Push from the side or something. But again, now in the Sun's favor, that's a legal block, so back 10. But that's in the Sun's favor. If they can hold them here, they're going to get the football back in really good field position.
So the Rebels are going to start at their own 10-yard line. It's going to be a long drive if they're going to be successful.
And Summers is back on the field, so he'll put pressure on them.
Session in the offense going to try and tack on a few more points before the end of this half. He's got Ryan Vincent in the backfield. Gets his receivers in motion, takes the snap, and he's got pressure right away, and he just gets the throw off. He had 2 Sun linemen right there. They even got a piece of that pass, as that's Jervain Williams. And I couldn't see who the second player was. Might have been Evan Hamilton.
Summer.
But the screen pass did not work there in the Rebels' favor.
Yeah, heat from both sides, Summers from the one side, and they just not enough time to throw, and they get the tip ball. But I noticed Carter Williams hasn't been on the field in a while. I wonder if he got hurt earlier in the game for the Rebels.
Yeah, he's under the medical tent at the moment, so we'll keep an eye on Carter Williams. I didn't see any play where he might have got hurt, so it could have been something off the ball. But he doesn't seem in a big hurry to get back into this one, so we'll see what happens out of the locker room at the halftime break. Is Session on 2nd and 10 now. Receivers in motion, takes the snap, and he is looking immediately to throw, but he's going to be flushed out of the pocket, and he's going to have to take it himself. There's a flag down back at the line of scrimmage. We'll see where this one goes. Is Session just going to slide down and avoid the tackle?
Yeah.
As he didn't see many options there.
That's a holding penalty against the Rebels. I would suspect that the Rebels will delay or decline this.
So they decline the penalty,
So
which means it's going to be 3rd and 10, and the Rebels probably going to have to punt this ball away, and Sun are going to have an opportunity to tie this football game here late in this half.
Yeah, and there's one side of you could say maybe they'll give up the safety, but in a game like this, you don't want to be giving points away. So I would suspect that they'll punt this. The wind's up a little bit, so they might be able to get one up high to drive the Sun back. But Kuda's back there. He's always going to pick up positive yards. One of the premier returners in the BCFC, him and Hofflin.
Jordan Cran's going to kick this one away here for the Rebels.
Yeah, safety.
And looks like he's going to take the safety, or is he? He's trying to decide what he's going to do, and he will take the knee for the safety. So that's 2 free points for the Sun, who are going to take over the ball at their own 35.
Yeah, a little surprised at that, but it's also a situation. I know when I was coaching, we were close inside our 15. I'd always say give up the safety. Sometimes we're on the lower end of like a 68-0 score or something like that, but what's another 2 points? But in a game like this, those 2 points could come back where you're at the end of the game, you go, man, if we didn't give up that safety. But now the Sun have an opportunity here, but how the Rebels have been playing, the Sun have a lot of work ahead of them. They've got to try to get their heads into it to say we can move the football against the Rebels, and the Rebels just have to continue what they're doing. They're playing a really good defensive game plan.
So timeout called here by the Rebels as they have some personnel issues going on here. Looks like they didn't have enough players on the field. That's been sorted out now, but it's going to cost them a timeout to do so. And since the Rebels took that 17-3 lead, it's been 9 unanswered points here. So the Sun showing some life here late in this half.
Oh yeah, they're too good a team they're not going to roll over. They're going to keep playing. They've got something to shoot for this year. The BCFC hosts the national semifinal, and the Sun losing last year's Canadian Bowl game. I think that's one of the goals. Obviously, is to win BC. And let's get back to the Canadian Bowl, because Ontario coming here, it's a tough trip. And obviously the Rebels are thinking the same thing, but the Sun have some continuity in coaching staff and, just drive. Like Travis, he's the winningest. Like he's 4 years in as a head coach. He's got a Canadian Bowl. He's got a couple BC championships. And he's the winningest coach percentage-wise in BCFC history. So it's something that, with a record of 31-1 right now. So it's those things that, you rally around and you say, okay, let's go win for Coach Travis, but you're up against somebody else wearing red that's going to say, no.
So the Sun going to take over here at their 35. They're going to throw on first down, and P.J. Hudson tips the pass incomplete. Great play from the Englishman. And it makes it 2nd and 10.
It was classic because PJ came off the edge, and you're taught as a defensive player when you're rushing the quarterback, if you see his eyes, get your hands up. He got his hands up, and he's able to deflect the ball. Really, really nice play.
Looks like we've got a injured Sun lineman who's coming off the field.
But there's also an opportunity here. Even though the Rebels use the timeout, there's 2:24 to go. If they can hold the Sun here, get the ball back, they're going to have 3/4 of a field to work with. They can add to their point total before halftime.
So a bit of a personnel issue here for the Sun, but it looks like they've gotten that sorted, and the play has not been clocked in yet by the head official. As the Rebels faithful make some noise here on a big 2nd and 10, trying to rally their troops for a big stop here that would really force the hand of the Sun. As Kruger takes the snap, going to throw this one complete to Jordan Falconer. Here comes the coverage, and it's very, very close. Ball is out afterwards, and looks like it's going to be down on the catch is going to be the call, as Falconer hasn't moved since the hit, and this looks like it could be some trouble.
Yeah, he went down pretty hard. It was as he made his turn, that's when he got hit, and then a couple other Rebels come in and twist him around a little bit. So, but he took a pretty solid hit. It could be upper body, shoulder maybe, in that area. You know, and again, it could just be a bit of a stinger to where it shocks you, and you're saying, no, I'm okay. I can get up out of this. I'm all right. It looks like, yeah, I think they got, no, they were just short of first down.
3rd and I don't even think you could call it inches, probably millimeters by the looks of where they're marking the ball.
Yeah, and I think you'll see Christos in again, a quarterback. And
Falconer up on his own power. Great to see that. So number 4, Jordan Falconer, a big part of this Okanagan offense. Looks like he's just going to shake it off here on the sideline. We'll probably see him in the second half.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You can't keep good guys down. They don't want to leave the field.
So here's a 3rd and very short. Has the BCFC outlawed the tush push yet? Because this would be one of those plays that I think could come in handy.
Well, technically, it's never been in the rule or in the plays because it's called a tandem buck in Canada. And that was a nice play, nice run by Christos.
Yeah, there's a run, and that's Christos again, the backup quarterback, taking the handoff, and that's an easy first down.
Yeah, because back in the day when the game was evolving to football, some of the football purists that really wanted the game as it is now, they wanted the rugby part out. So they said no pushing from behind. So that's where they call it a tandem buck. Now you can inadvertently, do something, but you can't get behind them like they do in the States and give them a push. And yeah, it's interesting because it's in the United States it's a great play, but they're talking about outlawing as well. Yeah.
Any Eagles fans don't want it outlawed, but everybody else probably does. Here is first down. Kruger going to face some pressure, going to throw deep downfield, and that one going to be caught by one of the Rebels coaches who gets some round of applause there. Probably one of the former players. I couldn't give you the name, but he had some good hands on him.
Yeah, he certainly did. Yeah, and Kruger just made sure that he threw it somewhere where nobody's going to catch it unless this guy does. And they look for another down. But this is a big down because they still have over 2 minutes to go here and maintain possession. If you come away with, or minute 46, sorry. If they can drive the field here, score, you're not going to leave the Rebels much time.
1:46 is what we have on the official game clock here at Starlight Stadium as we enter the final couple minutes here of what's been a great football game thus far. Is Kruger going to throw? He's got a man downfield. It's caught. Ball is out. And Gio Lanuzzi has it going the other way as he breaks the tackle and is going to be brought down just past the 50-yard line as a huge play by the Rebels defense, turns the ball over, and now it's the Rebels' turn for a crack at points late in the first half.
Well, it's one of those things when just Vincent tried to run with it. He tried to make the move. And a lot of times you don't see guys coming because you're looking for green grass. And unfortunately, it's just one of those things. But against the Sun, it's another turnover, and Rebels in a position here to add points before halftime.
Joe McGovern was the one that forced that fumble, and Gio Lanuzzi takes it into Okanagan territory as the ball's at the 53. And now Session going to roll out of the pocket. He's got pressure coming from everywhere. Throws on the run. It's going to be caught by Zion Brown. He beats the defender wide, and he is going to be swarmed by Okanagan defenders, but not before a 30-yard gain as Zion Brown gets the Rebels in the red zone with 1:22 left here in the first half.
Yeah, again, Session just having a field day. He's just standing back there and throwing to guys that are wide open. And the Sun are going to make, obviously, some adjustments. I would suspect some of the language coming out of the Sun change room by Coach Beattie wouldn't be too positive for young kids hanging around. But they're doing things, and they're doing them calmly. The Sun seem to be rushing a little bit, so they're creating I don't want to say turnovers, but in a position that turnovers can happen. And then you talk about penalties. Whole other story.
So 1st and 10, timeout being called here by Okanagan. They want to talk things over and give their defense a bit of a water break here with 1:07 left to go here in the first half of what's been a back and forth football game. Again, the Rebels had a 17-3 lead, but the Sun have bounced back in a big way, and that was really the first answer from the Rebels on that turnover since the Sun regained their momentum. And now Rebels trying to close out this half and put some more points on the board here.
Well, you know, even a field goal is going to put you up by 8 points, but you score a touchdown, that really puts the Sun behind the 8 ball a little bit. You know, they've got a good football team. They've had 2 shutouts and only given up 11 points in 3 games. Well, a few more now in game 4, but they just seem to be, I don't want to say out of sync, but it could be the travel. You know, they came down last night. They stayed at UVic, and it's an adjustment for some of the players, you know, and you're together all in a room having a good time. Maybe the focus isn't there, even though the coaches try the best they can. And again, you're in the Rebels gym, and the Rebels are going to do everything in their power to beat you, because they know they'll probably be meeting them in the Cullen Cup. You know, as first talked about at the start of the season, a lot of people, probably 9 out of 10 people, pick Rebels and Sun to get in the final.
Yeah, talked to Bryce Ruther, defensive back for the Rebels, on Thursday at practice, and he said, I asked him if this was a measuring stick game, and he said this is the measuring stick game.
Absolutely, yes.
As Session on 1st and 10, here comes the pressure, and Session going to be brought down as on the sack is, who is it? That's got to be number 35. We talked about him earlier, DeQuintus Summers, making the sack happen, and now it's 2nd and 13 at the 25.
Yeah, that's his 7th sack this year so far, and he's a monster coming off the end. He knows how to play. He's quick. He's strong. Just one of those guys that you could build your whole defense around.
So the clock is running here.
I don't think any team's got a timeout, so I would suspect the Rebels will run here and then try the field goal.
Let's see if you're right, Paul. 2nd and 13. Nope, Session's going to throw it. He's got pressure right away. It's a screen pass, and Ryan Vincent has some room to run through the middle, and he gets oh so close to the goal line, but a great play there. Great play call by Rob Lervold on the screen pass. Had the Sun bamboozled, and that's going to be a first down.
And it was a good call because they went to their left, away from the Sun's strong side, their left-hand side. And Vincent, all you got to do is catch the ball and get what you can get. It was a really nice play, well designed, and at the opportune time.
So it is a 1st and goal play. The clock is running. So the Rebels don't have all the time in the world here, but they might be trying to get that clock down on purpose. The Session going to throw on 1st down, looking for Zion Brown. He's got it! Touchdown, Rebels! Zion Brown with his 2nd TD on the day restores the 2-score lead here late in the first half, and those are big, big points for the Westshore Rebels.
Oh, huge, huge, huge to do it that late as well. And all Zion did there was just run a quick little in, but he blocked out the defender, I think it was number 11, with his body, so there's no way a play can be made, only Zion catching the touchdown pass.
Zion Brown continues to put up video game numbers here through the first 4 weeks of the BCFC season.
Yeah, he's having a pretty good year. He's between him and Falconer, they've been lighting it up pretty good. He's coming into this game, Zion led the league in receptions with 16 and yards 363. He's got a couple touchdowns today, so he's up to 6.
Here comes the extra point kick from Simon Hales. Good hold, good snap, and put one more on the board as that makes it 24-12 for the Rebels, and only 16 seconds left on the clock here for the Sun to try and muster something together here. Or do you think they maybe just play it conservatively and go into the dressing room knowing they received the ball in the second half?
Yeah, I think that's what they're thinking might be. Just take the kickoff return, see what you can get. If he can obviously have a good return, but you only have 16 seconds. Maybe just kneel down, and then take the offense out, kneel down. Then you get a chance to go take it in the change room. You get 15 minutes to talk about it, calm everybody down. It's a bit of a shock right now. And make your adjustments and come out of the second half and see if you can make up those 12 points.
Head official, looks like one of the officials wanted to talk this one over here.
It was a field goal, so it'd be kicked.
Not sure what's going on here. Some of the Rebels look confused.
Yeah, after a field goal, your kickoff from the 35, and after touchdowns from the 45, and the official lined it up on the 45.
Gotcha. I've never noticed that. Simon Hales kicks this one away. It's a bit of a squibbed kick here. And the Sun going to return it at their own, call it 40, and pushed out of bounds shortly after. So the Rebels just not wanting to give up that big run. So they kick it to one of the bigger units on the Sun receiving team. And now the Okanagan Sun will take over just shy of their own 45.
Yeah, I would think Coach Miller just said, get in there, kneel down, and let's talk about this. Get the clock rolling. So there'll be 2 plays, unless if the Rebels allow him to use up all 14.4 seconds here.
Oh, let's see what the Sun opt to do here. They do have a pretty wide set.
They get the ball
but they do have Hardesty in the backfield, and they're going to go for it here as Kruger going to look deep downfield into coverage. Cameron Cohn is there, and no one even remotely close to that football. That's incomplete. And 8.2 seconds left on the clock. You got to make sure you wear the clock down here because they could end up kicking this ball away with still time left on the clock.
Absolutely. Coaches call plays to call plays. I was kind of confused. I would have just tried to get out of this half, get in the change room, because if that ball was intercepted, it could have been returned for a touchdown. And yeah, just one of those things that don't add a lot of pain to the misery you're already going through right now.
So 2nd and 10. Rebels secondary seems to think they're going to go for it again, and it looks like they are. No, it's a screen pass by Kruger to Hardesty. Breaks one tackle, and he is going to be brought down just short of the first down marker. 1.4 seconds left on the clock. So 3rd and short with 1.4 seconds left. They just got to make sure that they run out that final second.
Yeah, they will. The clock's going to start on the whistle. I would suspect that Liam will just kneel down here.
Kneel down or go for a Hail Mary?
Yeah.
Let's see old school versus new school.
Yeah,
if I'm coaching, I'm just going for it and see what happens. But let's see what does happen as Kruger is going to look to throw here on 3rd down, rolling. He's going to throw one deep downfield into double coverage, and Gio Lanuzzi is going to be there for the pick. And he's going to take a look here, but nothing doing. He's just going to roll out of bounds, not before the Sun defense get to him. So Gio Lanuzzi tacking interception onto his day. There is a late flag as an Okanagan player is down, but the flag has been waived. So that's the end of the first half as words being exchanged between Lanuzzi and some of the Sun offensive line.
Kerntoff, yeah, just emotions are running high because the Sun are in a position here where they haven't been in quite a while, and the Rebels are the Rebels. They like to talk a lot, so they're going to be a little bit of chirping going on. But on that last penalty there, that unnecessary. It could be called a rough play and a player rejection. But I would still give us the signal on it. I would suspect at the start of the second half because it'll be applied on the kickoff.
So that is going to do it for our first half. It had a little bit of everything. The Rebels had control early, but the Sun made some strides in the second quarter, and it finishes off with a 2-score lead for the hometown Rebels. 24-12 is your score going into the break. You're watching BCFC football on TELUS Optic and on BCFC TV. We'll be back at the start of the second half. Until then, enjoy the highlights, enjoy the commercials, and we'll see you in a bit.
tip of our fingers. Well, I never found all of the places we'll go where we are. Doors shut and open. Well, life's never far behind. All these places are unknown to me. All these things that we'll see when we go.
We're all looking for it. A place to reignite your soul and to awaken your inner child. To leave feeling awestruck, not because of the destination, but because of the journey itself. Take a deep breath and smell the freshness of the air. Listen to nature's music. Look out onto the vast horizon. Indulge in locally foraged food. Feel the warmth of the sun and the coolness of the ocean. Let your senses come alive.
Hi, I'm Jonah Anderson from Port Alberni, BC.
I'm Charlie Wiersma. I'm from Airdrie, Alberta.
I'm Bronson Pfeiffer. I'm from Victoria, BC, Canada.
My name is Ben Matai. I'm from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
I'm PJ Hudson from the UK, and this is Know Your Rebels.
What's your favorite snack food?
Chips, they're my weakness. I get bored of flavors, so I'm always getting something new. I like to say with Doritos though.
I'd say probably like biscuits, or you guys call them cookies. It's like a digestive, and it's got like chocolate on it. It's quite bad. I go for like a pack of those like 3 times a week.
I'm more of a vegetable guy, so I think like peas, some cut up cucumber, you know, that type of stuff. I'm more into that, yeah.
Nice. I like sour cream and onion, not Lay's, Ruffles chips. I just like the texture, you know?
I get made fun of this for a lot, but I really like chocolate covered jujubes.
What? The next practice, I showed up with like 2 boxes and I made sure that everybody had one. And I had maybe like 2 people out of the entire team who were like, yeah, this is good. So I caught a lot for that.
What sport would you play if you didn't play football?
When I was younger, I tried a lot of sports. I wasn't really good at soccer. I wasn't good at basketball really either. I probably would have done boxing, to be honest. I probably would have boxed though.
Soccer.
Hockey or volleyball. I like both of those. You know, I got active in it with my family and stuff, and I just enjoy it.
I actually played soccer. I played in high school. I played ever since I was like 8 years old, so I play soccer.
Probably hockey. Hockey seems like a lot of fun. I know how to skate, I don't know how to stop.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs. Yeah, easy answer.
My dog's passed away, but I have cats right now, but I'm a dog person. I love dogs.
Definitely a dogs guy. Yeah, no cats for me.
Oh, dogs for sure. Yeah, I'm not really a big cat guy.
I have a similar personality to cats. I like just lounging around and keeping to myself.
Okay, team, let's have a great show.
Is reflected in positions and names.
name's Harold Skadberg. I'm co-owner of Viking Properties, formerly Pacific Coast Land. We decided to change the name to more reflect our heritage.
My name is Jan-Egil Gulbrandsen. I'm a co-owner and partner with Harold in Viking Properties.
John and I have been partners since 1986.
In the old days, we bought lots and built houses and sold them, and we mostly build condo buildings now instead of single-family homes.
John and I go back to Norway quite a bit, getting ideas from there how to do things better. We're using solar panel on the roofs and electric car chargers. And more people are driving electric, and we want to be prepared for the future and promote some healthy and environment-friendly options. And people seem to like that. We're fortunate enough to have Ben taking over more and more for us. He's been working with me for probably 4 or 5 years now, and the company is in good hands.
My name is Ben Gulbrandsen. I'm the president of Pacific Viking Group Properties. So I used to frame for Harold 20 years ago when I was just out of college. I became a lawyer down in California, and I was looking at my next step in my career, and I just took over as the president last year. And we have plans to expand what we've been doing by fourfold in the next couple years.
And now we're building very close to the downtown core of Langford, and we got mountains, we got snow, we got forest. Everything is in walking distance, basically. So you get a whole lot more for your money in Langford.
It's several years now been deemed or voted the best place in Canada to live. With all that, people are working from home and they're finding it kind of crowded in a lot of places, so we're trying to offer larger units for them.
And so what we try to do is really provide the most square footage possible within people's price range in a very neutral palette so that people can come in and make their own mark on their own home.
Okay, team, let's have a great show.
Rank is reflected in the positions and names.
Hey, this is Gio Lanuzzi. I'm from Victoria.
My name is Xavier Venkatea. I'm from Burnaby, British Columbia.
This is Cameron Cohen from North Vancouver.
Tyrell Hofflin. I'm from Airdrie, Alberta.
Hey, it's Marino Diella. I'm from Victoria, and this is Know Your Rebels.
What's your favorite movie? Right now it's gonna be Sinners. Just came out. Love that. The soundtrack's amazing on that movie.
I don't even know. Probably White Chicks, to be honest. It's good.
I don't even watch movies like that for real.
How to Train Your Dragon.
Good. You want to come out too? Are you gonna go see that?
I already watched it.
And?
It's okay.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Dead Man's Chest.
Who's your favorite athlete?
Favorite athlete? Michael Jordan, for sure.
Dan Marino.
Hi, Dan.
All time, definitely Bo Jackson. Love the dual sport, baseball, football, love that. And I'm a Raiders fan, so.
Tyreek Hill.
Le'Veon Bell.
Who?
What's your favorite video game?
Right now, this new game, Rematch, just came out, soccer, kind of like Rocket League kind of mix. It's nice, yeah.
Probably Rocket League.
This is Rocket League!
I'd say COD. I used to play a lot of COD.
I don't really play anymore.
What was your favorite game?
Fortnite.
Right now I'm playing Marvel Rivals and a little bit of Grow Your Garden on Roblox.
If you had to pick one, who is the GOAT?
My mom.
Prime Cam Newton.
Probably Muhammad Ali, just influential person all around and just in boxing. So yeah, Muhammad Ali.
Tom Brady's stories, it's amazing, but Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, all on the same level, you know? It's like the mental, that's where it's at.
Dan Marino. I have to.
Were you named after Dan Marino?
I wasn't,
No.
but I have to like him. I can't not like him.
And welcome back inside Starlight Stadium as we get ready to go here in our second half of our Week 4 Telus Optic Game of the Week. And that first half had a bit of everything, Paul.
Oh, it sure did. And it was one of those ones that obviously the sun didn't come down here thinking that was going to be a 12, down by 12 at the end of the first half. But yeah, just, the Rebels took advantage of what they had to do. The Sun hurt themselves with some penalties and turnovers. But, again, the Sun are a very good football team, so they're going to rally the second half. They did that last week against the Kodiaks, where they just kind of calm down and let things flow, let things happen, and don't hurt yourself on penalties and in different areas that you can control. And for the Rebels, they just maintain it. The Sun have had a tough time defending Gavin Sessions' passes. Zion and Hofflin, they've been wide open. And Ryan Vincent, even running the football, has been picking up some not big yards, but just yards that's going to move in the football, putting the Rebels into a second and manageable type situation.
So we have our first half stats in front of us here, and really there's not a lot of differences between the two teams other than two major categories, penalties and turnovers. Obviously, the Sun had 9 penalties for 110 yards. The Rebels had 6 penalties for 35, so that's about a 70-yard, almost the length of a football field difference. And the Sun had 3 turnovers. They had 2 interceptions and a fumble.
Yes, and that hurts. Right now it's the difference in the game. And that penalty at the end of the first half was against the Sun. I didn't see what the signal was. It might have been an illegal block, maybe. That moved the ball up 10 yards, so the Rebels will be kicking this off at the center yard stripe.
So the Rebels going to kick this one away into a good spot here, and we are ready to go for our second half, as a good kick here is going to back up the Sun into their own goal line, and he is just going to take a knee, as that is Ahmed Borhat that's not Ahmed Borhat, that's Glenn Kadua, number 12, their regular returner, who just takes a knee in the end zone, and the ball will be spotted at the 35.
No, it was smart on Kadua's part, because you try to run out, maybe you get to the 20, but now they're going to scrimmage 1st and 10 at their own 35. And at the end of the day, you still have to score a couple touchdowns to win this football game. So if those things come together for the Sun, good on them. But, the Rebels are going to dig in. Sun are going to try and, I don't want to say a bag of tricks, but they're going to just relax, try to relax a little bit to allow their offense to flow.
So here comes Liam Kruger and the Sun offense. 1st and 10, and it's going to be a handoff up the middle as Hardesty going to have nowhere to go, as Manny Fatu with a great play snuffs out the run, and it's going to be a loss, maybe a short gain if anything. Great play by number 62, Manny Fatu.
Oh yeah, Manny got across the line of scrimmage right now, beat his guy inside, and Jiren had nowhere to go. Very good play. And a big play for the Rebels, because it's the first series of the second half. If you can force the Sun to punt, again, you're going to get good field position. And anytime you're going to try to add to your lead, that's a very, very good thing.
Here is 2nd and 10. Kruger going to stay in the pocket. Here comes the pressure. He's going to be brought down on a huge sack. That's Simon Kerr out of Saskatoon making the play happen, and that is going to be a huge play, but hold on. There is a flag. Let's wait and see.
Illegal contact on a receiver, so that's going to be a 10-yard penalty. Move the ball up, give the Sun a first down.
So a tough play there as Simon Kerr beats the edge and gets the sack, but unfortunately still going to be 10 yards and a first down here for
Rebels.
Okanagan.
10
Yeah,
yards.
just one of those things.
Result,
that,
first down.
usually the quarterback, had to get on his horse right away. The pressure was tremendous. And usually a penalty like that's not thrown unless the ball is in the air or attempted to be in the air, but where Liam pulled it down and started the run. I was surprised at it, but not surprised because it is a penalty.
Oh, Kroger missed the snap, and the Rebels take over. Marcus Fry jumps on the football, and that is just an unnecessary turnover from Okanagan as Kruger loses the football, and that is a massive turnover.
You can see where Kruger, as he gets it in his hands, he immediately looks to his right and just has, once you start to look away from securing the football, 9 times out of 10 you're going to drop it. And again, one of those, that turnover has haunted the Sun today as well as the penalties, but each time you're giving the Rebels decent field position, and they're in a position now, and then the first down, if they have to, they can try another field goal attempt.
So Gavin Session and the Rebels offense gifted good field position here, and now looking to strike again is Ryan Vincent up the middle. No gain there, but there is a flag in the backfield. Let's see what happened here.
Coming there, holding against the Rebels. Yeah, it was a loss in the play, so I suspect the Sun will decline this penalty. Bring up a second down at about 12.
Penalty.
So it is declined, 2nd and 12. Session and the Rebels offense needs to make something happen here if they want to stay on the field.
Oh, he's going to throw, and right today he's been looking for Zion Brown. So you might see his eyes dart there right away.
Here it is. He's looking to his left. Session going to throw. It's going to be caught, and it's going to be dropped. It looks like they're going to call it down on the contact.
Yeah, incomplete pass. Didn't have it enough for a football move. So.
As Charlie Wiersma was the intended receiver. And now it's 3rd and long, and it looks like the Rebels going to try and pin the Sun in here with a good punt here on 3rd down.
Yeah, it'd be a long field goal try, well over 50 if they did try it. Better to pin them in because the Sun has struggled. Closer they get to their goal line, they have been struggling all day, so it's Rebels take advantage of this. But Kuda's a good return man. You got to really be wary of him standing back there, and he's just inside his own end zone.
So Jordan Kranz going to kick this one away. Lots of room, and it's a high booming kick. And here is the returner. It's Kadua looking up the middle, making some men miss, and he's going to keep going. He's got the kicker to beat. He does get by, and what a return by Glenn Kadua as he nearly made a house call there, but he is stopped just shy of the 50 as Glenn Kadua nearly made that happen out of nowhere.
And a flag back on about the 7 or the I guess it'd be around the 17-yard line, so it was probably a legal block by the Sun, so that ball come back. Yeah, it's a legal block by the Sun. Again, penalties are hurting the Sun all day today. I think that's their 11th penalty of the game so far, 9 in the first half. So, but games like these just still, you're learning the whole way. So, take a lot of penalties. The coaches definitely will. I'm not sure what they do now. We used to have a limit of, if you had 8 penalties over the 8 for every yard you had, that was 100 yards times how many yards were of sprints at the next practice. And it slowly sinks in, but sometimes you don't want to penalize them for a penalty that is a trying penalty, but it's the unnecessary after the play penalty or knowing that you've clipped a guy, things like that. And so lots and lots of stuff to be learning.
So Kruger in his own end zone to take this snap. And looks like they're going to try and work out here. There is a flag on the play. Could be offside Rebels, as it looked like a little bit of a mistimed jump there. We'll wait and see as the runner Hardesty was brought down after a short gain. Did I miss the Rebels kicking one through the end zone there for that single point at some point?
No, they gave it up.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, Kuda get knelt down on the kickoff.
Right.
Yeah, offside Rebels, so that'll give the Sun first and 5. Yeah, they got to do something. They got to make sure the Sun move the football, because you don't want to give it to the Rebels in, again, scoring position, because you go down by 3 touchdowns. That's a big hill to climb to get back in this game.
First and 5, Kruger gets his receivers in motion, and it's a handoff up the middle to Hardesty, who is met by Bryce Ruther and brought down. Great play by the Rebels veteran linebacker, one of the captains and leaders of this group, and that's a big stop to make it 2nd and 5.
Oh, huge play by Bryce. He stepped with the play. He didn't back up. He had a shoulder square of the line of scrimmage, and as soon as Gearin stepped into the hole, Bryce was there to put him on the ground, and just an explosive type tackle.
So now a big play here as it's 2nd and 3 for the Sun here, deep in their own territory still. Ball's only at the 12. And Kruger fakes the handoff on play action, going to throw. It's going to be caught by Sam Ellenson, but he drops the ball again. Is this going to be Rebels football?
Yeah, looks like the way.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Wow, another turnover, an unnecessary turnover by the Okanagan Sun, who are shooting themselves in the foot repeatedly this game. Another costly turnover, and this one could be the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, it's one of those, again, it's an effort play to where you're trying to get whatever you can, and the next thing you know, somebody gets you from the side, just clips the ball, clips your elbow, clips your wrist, and the ball's on the ground. And unfortunate, but it's where the Sun been playing today. They've been playing with a lot of turnovers as well as the penalties, and Rebels have always maintained decent field position in this game due to that.
So after coming up empty on their first gifted possession in Okanagan territory, the Rebels going to look to put some points on the board here in the second half as Session looking to throw on first down. He's going deep. He's got Jeremiah Beckwith, and it's in and out of the hands, incomplete. That would have been a huge play to start this drive, and there is something going on here with Gavin Session, and he is not looking like he's doing all right. He's going to get up on his own power. This would be a huge loss for the Rebels as Session has been throwing the lights out here for the Rebels.
Sure
Looks like he's going to be okay, but didn't look good getting up there.
Yeah, that was a good pass by him. The receiver beat Phil Palmerin pretty handily and just out of his reach. Yeah, Phil got into a chase rather than a cover, and unfortunately for the Sun, incomplete pass.
2nd and 10, Session looking to throw again, and he's going to call his own number up the middle, tries to make a move, and he gains about 7 or 8 here, but I don't think enough for a first down. So now it's decision time for the Rebels. Do they kick or do they go for it here to try and get a first down?
Well, I know the way Rob coaches. They're gonna make. I guess they're going for it here. It's 3rd and a long 2. They're going. I'm kind of surprised. I take the points, but that's where Rob's still coaching, I guess.
So the Rebels making a bit of a gamble here. 3rd and call it 3. At the 20-yard line, need some yards in order to keep this drive alive and not come up empty-handed. They've got a big set in the backfield with their fullback and Ryan Vincent. Let's see what they do as Session fakes the handoff, throws. Zion Brown with the catch, going for his 3rd touchdown. He's got it! Touchdown, Rebels! Zion Brown with the hat trick. He's already been the offensive player of the week once, and he's guiding his way to it once again as number 4 in red cannot be stopped near the goal line today.
Yeah, nice play. Session had really nice fake. And the Sun, they weren't in a uptight, we're going to stop the run. They were prepared for the pass, but it's just the fake that he made was enough just to free some linebackers and allow Zion to get in behind and make the pitch and catch and roll into the end zone.
Have yourself a day, Zion Brown. Third touchdown today, and he's going to hold for the extra point here. Nearly blocked, but the extra point by Simon Hales is good, so tack on an extra point. It is 32-12, Westshore in full control, nearly up 3 scores here early in the third quarter. Did you see this one coming, Paul?
Not at all. Not at all. I thought it was going to be a close football game, and I felt either team could win, but I didn't think that the Rebels would put the pedal to the metal like this, and to be able to put 32 points up on the Sun, boy, that's a pretty good accomplishment. But also, you got to look at the Sun. They've been their own worst enemy. There's 3 or 4 turnovers, lots and lots of penalties, and it's hard to play on a short field. And when you create those, when a turnover happens, it's deflating, and it's hard to get your head back into the game. And now they're just thinking, now let's score one at a time and get as close as you can, because if you lose this game, you've got the Rebels in your hometown later on this year, and that could be for first place.
Simon Hales lines up the ball to kick this one back to Okanagan. You're going to assume they're going to try not to kick it to Glenn Kadua. And Hales a squibbed kick again. They're going to go for receivers. A bit of confusion there by the receiving team, and not a lot of gain to be had there as Sath Fema Kindi is the one who does come down with the ball, but a short gain there, and the Sun will take over. Now, Paul, I want to take you to last season. I think it was week 4 as well when the Sun did roll into town here. It was a real turning point for this Rebels football team last season. They came in undefeated. They were 3-0, and they gave up a late lead, and the Sun came away with the win, and we didn't really see that confidence, that swagger from the Rebels team again after that game. Not until they got into the playoffs and kind of refound their footing late.
Correct.
I mean, how big of a turning point would this be for this Rebels program to make a statement like this and really turn the corner here?
Well, I think it does 2 things. It says we've got a team with a bunch of new guys, especially Session at quarterback, learning the system, brand new coaching staff, if you will, even though they've been on the board or on the staff in the past, but new ideas, fresh ideas that are out in front now. You're not listening to the head coach talk or another coordinator talk. And then when you step into the change room following a win like this, if they win this football game, it creates an energy that's infectious. Everybody wants to be part of it. And the next practice is there's excitement because we won this one. And so now you start to build. And good teams, like whoever loses this game, they will learn from it, and they won't have the same energy, but they're definitely going to have the same drive to improve to get that next win.
So Garen Hardesty has had the last 2 possessions. He got 11 on the first run. He looks like he got about 8 or 9 on that one, as the Sun reverting back to where they did beat the Rebels in the first half, and that was on the ground. They had 78 yards in the first half, and Hardesty has not slowed down here in the second.
Yeah, no, he's the premier runner in the BCFC at this point, and he was a couple years ago when he played with the Rebels in 2023. But and there's also incentive here. You know, he played for the Rebels for 3 years, I believe, and being a Victoria guy, he played with a lot of these guys. And with Coach Beattie, you know, former head coach of the team, the Rebels are thinking, hey, no, you're not going to come into our gym and we're not going to roll over. We're going to come and play.
Hardesty with another great run, gain of 9, and another Okanagan first down as the Rebels defense having trouble with the run here. And Hardesty running wild here. Let's see, he's off the field for this one, it looks like. So looks like Liam Kruger and the offense are going to have different plans for at least this snap. As receivers in motion, and Kruger fakes the handoff and throws to Jordan Falconer. That one's complete, and he is going to be pushed out of bounds, and that's going to be a close call for another Okanagan first down. As you can tell, they've put this into overdrive here as they are starting to feel a bit of the heat here that they need to start putting some points on the board.
Absolutely, and they've got to make it happen early and quickly. Because the more time you use up, obviously it takes time away from trying to get back into the football game. But you got to take advantage of a drive like this. They did that when when Kroger thought he scored, and they had to settle for a field goal because he took a stupid penalty. And so don't do that now. Get down there, get in the end zone. Now it's a whole different ball game.
1st and 10, and Liam Kruger really switching stuff up here on offense. Let's see how this play unfolds as they've pretty much flipped this one upside down, and Kruger going to take the snap, immediately looks to his left. Here comes the pressure, nearly brought down by Will Bromelo. Here's a throw downfield, caught! No, it's not by Jordan Falconer, as Bronson Pfeiffer does a great job in the secondary. There is flags everywhere on this play, both at the line of scrimmage and downfield, as this is going to take some time to figure out.
Yeah, we could have offside for one of the slot backs on the Sun because they were kind of confused and they were shifting formation right up till the end. And it could be interference against the Rebels on that pass to Falconer.
Looks like there is penalties going both ways. It's just a matter of how this shakes out. Are we replaying the down? Is it 1st and 5? Is it 1st and 15? We'll wait and see where this one goes.
Again, sure taking a while to sort this out.
And looks like the head official is ready to make the call, I believe. We'll listen in and see what he has to say.
Oh, looks like it's against the Rebels since they're walking up.
Fouled on the play.
Holding against
10-yard.
And pass interference, which is a 15-yard penalty, so it'll be a 5-yard. Step it up, and it'll be 1st down and 5. With the difference.
So the Sun offense getting some extra yards and a free play here. 1st and 5 as they inch towards the Westshore red zone, as Kruger going to throw on 1st down, and a big hit by Gio Lanuzzi, as that was a huge collision onto Josiah Halliburton, and no real gain to be found there. Great play by the Rebels safety.
Well, the receiver was looking at the football, and Lanuzzi was just a missile coming 100 miles an hour, and that was his man. He was the safety. He had to get over there and cover him. And he just happened to be, 4 or 5 steps away when the ball arrived and take him down for a loss of maybe 1.5 yards.
So Kruger now on 2nd and 6, looking end zone. He's got Falconer on Pfeiffer, but a great play. No, it's pass interference is going to be called, as I thought that it was a clean play by Bronson Pfeiffer on Falconer. We'll get a good look at it on the replay. But this could be a pass interference that would put the Sun within serious striking distance.
Yeah, and in the end zone, I can't remember if it's a 15-yarder or they put the ball on the 1. I know in the CFL they put it in the front.
4-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
Yeah,
the Westshore faithful don't like the call.
Yeah, 15-yard penalty. And it, in all fairness, I thought it was a good call. The receiver had his back to the back of the end zone, and the ball was trying to catch it out front. And Pfeiffer just got too close, which is interfering with his opportunity to catch.
So now the ball at the 13-yard line here for the Rebels, as the Sun inching closer into the shade and to the end zone. As Kruger going to call a timeout here, doesn't like what he sees. So it is a first timeout used here by Okanagan. They really want to talk this one over, and this is the first time in the while they've been within striking distance of major points.
Well, it's important time of the game to score a touchdown. If you can score here, you'd be down by 12, 13 points. And that's only 2 touchdowns, so it's an opportunity for the Sun to get some confidence to start with. And you never know what's going to happen. There's still lots of time left in this football game.
Rebels also having a chance to talk this one over. See the hat of Roger Wade. I know you've got a Roger Wade hat kicking around as well. I know it was, I believe it was his birthday a few days ago that the team got together and celebrated for. And, even though he's gone, I know there's still a huge impact that he has on this club and this community.
Oh, absolutely. And Roger, I had the pleasure of coaching Roger for 3 years, and I've known him since he was like 15 when he played ball out here in Wadafuka. And but when I miss it coming to these games, his smile and the hugs. we always were able to hug, and he had this best smile, and he took this game like it's supposed to be fun, you know. No, I love the man. He was just a tremendous guy.
So here the Sun, 1st and 10 at the 13. Kruger going to throw on the screen pass, looking for the end zone, and out of bounds, just shy of the goal line, as that's Ty Walker, who had that huge missed reception, went right through his hands for a touchdown in the first quarter, and that time gets a good gain, and that's going to make it 2nd and goal from about the 2nd and 3. They're not quite into the goal line range yet.
Yeah, good chance for first down and keep the ball rolling. But time's not wasted on their side, but they got to be a little bit more in a hurry, in my opinion, to climb back into this game.
So a big play here for the Sun. They've got a big package here. Backup quarterback is in. Let's see if it's a Wildcat here. And it is, as he's going to run it right in. And is he going to get there? No, he's not. It looks like the official is calling for either a 3rd down here or a move of the chains. I'm not quite sure. Again, our vantage point isn't great from where we're standing, as Marcus Christos takes the snap and trying to find some room. It looked like he got at least 4 or 5, so I think it must be a first down for 1st and goal.
Yeah, they're saying first down.
But still looks like he's about 2 or 3 yards short. So now it's time for the Rebels defense to try and put together a goal line stand here.
Oh, looks like they're moving it to the 1, so we must have got inside the 1. Yeah, so the Rebels defense has to dig in.
Christos on the field again. Let's see if they go back to the Wildcat. Christos takes the snap. He's going to run it himself. Flags fly, and I don't think he got in. Yes, he did.
Yeah,
Touchdown,
he did.
Sun. Let's wait and see what the flags are, but looks like the Sun have scored here.
Could be offside, Rebels.
And looks like they're good. Offside, Rebels. That touchdown will stand. So make it 32-18 with the extra point looming as the Sun get the job done and are back within reasonable striking distance here late in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, now they've got to build off of that touchdown, that drive, and get your defense sharp, and get on the field, get the ball back, and then do the same thing. And then you pull within 6 or 7 points, and it's a brand new football game because there's still 20 minutes and 41 seconds to go here. So with lots of time left here in the 3rd quarter.
Liam Atwood going to kick for this extra point. And looks like some jumps at the line there. And here comes the snap. The kick is up and tack on that extra point, as that makes it 32-19. And it's a 13-point football game here with still lots of time left. 5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. And if you're the Rebels, you get put in that trap of maybe trying to chew the clock a little too early here. Do you think you just got to keep doing what's been working, or do you try and maybe make these possessions last a bit longer here now that you're into this stretch drive?
Well, I think you continue with the passing game. That's where they're having success. But mind you, Ryan Vincent's running the ball quite well this whole second half. I think you continue with what your game plan is, but maybe you just take it a little bit longer, get it off the pile, walking back the huddle, just to let the clock work in your favor. But I wouldn't suspect them to go conservative now, because the Rebels have been pretty aggressive, especially through the air this whole game.
So Atwood, after kicking the extra point, is going to kick this ball to the Rebels. Tyrell Hoffland and Cameron Cohn are the returners here, and they're going to kick it to Hoffland, and he had some explosive returns. Remember, he kicked off week 2 with a touchdown right off of this same play, but this time he is going to be met by the Sun. He's not going to make it quite to the 35, call it the 30, as Tyrell Hoffland, good to see him back on the field after he had a bit of an injury scare there in the first quarter, and gets the Rebels into decent field position to start this drive.
Yeah, not bad. You know, it's hopefully you want more yards, but no, he stretched it like he was going to go to his right out wide, and the Sun were in pursuit, but they weren't in much of a hurry this time, so he made the cut back and they had all the lanes blocked, made the tackle. But it's not bad field position. You're at your own 30-yard line.
So Gavin Session in the offense, back out on the field. He's got Vincent in the backfield, and he is going to hand it off on first down. Here comes Ryan Vincent up the middle, and he is going to be brought down, but not before he moves the chains. Great run from Ryan Vincent, who stepped into that role as the starting running back nicely. That's a Rebels first down.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see what the prognosis is on Carter Williams, because he's got that shifty moves like Hardesty does. You know, he's through the hole quickie, but like I say, Ryan's having a great game since he's replaced him.
1st and 10 as the Rebels move up to near midfield. As Session going to keep it with what's working. Is a great job there by Vincent. He kind of lost a tire, but made sure he had positive yards there for a gain of about 4. And looks like the Rebels just going to keep doing it. If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Absolutely, and that's, you know, you hand it off. Now they're in a passing situation, so I would suspect you could see a play action pass, but you might see Session here go on his horse a little bit and move his feet left or right and just flood an area.
So it's 2nd and 4. Ball's at about the 47 here, still on Westshore territory. Session gets his receivers in motion, takes the snap, and he's going to go back to Ryan Vincent. Looks like the Sun were expecting the run this time, and there is a face mask flag. That's going to be positive yards here for the Rebels and an automatic first down.
Yeah, again, another penalty the Sun didn't have to do, but again, it came down to Ryan making guys miss. He just kept his feet going. He got his pad level low, and he made 2 or 3 guys miss before the tackle was made, and unfortunately some hands got up in the face mask. And a 15-yard penalty, fresh down, set of downs, and Sun territory for the Rebels.
And defensive coordinator Shane Beatty starting to turn a little more red. I'm not sure if it's the suntan of being in the Okanagan, or perhaps he's starting to get annoyed with some of these penalties, because it seems to be getting on his nerves.
Yeah, Shane's he's an aggressive coach, likes aggressive defenses, but he also recognizes the importance of not taking silly penalties.
1st and 10 as the Rebels march in Okanagan territory. Here's a throw to Tyrell Hofflin into double coverage, intercepted as Tariq Brown has his 2nd pick on the day, and he's going to try and make a house call down the sideline. He's only got one man to beat, and Gavin Session pushes him out of bounds and takes the tent out with him as Tariq Brown with a big play. Looks like Zion Brown was tied up with an Okanagan player near midfield, but a great return there by the Sun as Tariq Brown noticed the play and made the great catch.
Yeah, it was a pass down to the left-hand side. The ball sailed a little bit, and Tariq, from his safety position, was just right there to get up, highest to jump, made the interception, and then had made a really nice run following the play. He could have been a running back on that for sure.
Motions running high on both sidelines here following that play. And the Sun have life. They get the football in Westshore territory at the 30-yard line. And now it's Westshore's turn to respond now, as I think the Sun can smell blood in the water here, and they are going to try and act on it right away.
Oh, yes.
As Kruger takes a snap on first down, throws to the side, and it is dropped by Sam Mellinson, who had Bronson Pfeiffer coming right in there, and there's a late tackle as there's a man down here. That's Will Bromelo, as that's Timmy Gagafian making the late tackle. And now things are really getting out of hand down there on the field.
Yeah, a lot of talking now. I got a finger pointing on that. And that's going to happen in a game like this, but the officials have to step in and take control. And unfortunately, sometimes they're slow to react. And the first thing is you got to get the coaches off the field. Coaches off the field, and you can control the players.
We knew these teams didn't like each other, but things have really boiled over here, and I haven't seen Will Bromelo move since he took that tackle.
No, he got pancaked, if you will. And in all fairness to the Sun player, the whistle was a little bit late, and Will went after the football because he thought it was a fumble. So the Sun player is reacting to him having the football and just making a tackle. But he did put a lot of his weight on top of him. And the officials have to take control. This is one of the things that, I understand about junior football, but fans aren't coming here to see this type of thing, and you might get, why do we have to sit around and watch, pay our $15, $20 to watch a bunch of teams arguing with each other and stuff like that? But it's just, it's too bad. But yeah, we have an injured player on the field, and he should be the number one priority.
Yeah, and I don't want to be biased here. I'm trying to take this from a neutral perspective, but that play just does not need to happen.
Absolutely.
I mean, the play is dead. The whistle's been blown for 3 seconds, and there's a tackle made that doesn't need to happen.
Yep.
And there's no flag. There's no flag.
Yeah, that's true.
So I can get why the Rebels are so incensed with this. And I know there was something that happened at midfield with Zion Brown and one of the Okanagan O-linemen as well. But this is just an unnecessary injury at the end of the day, no matter which team you're rooting for. And it looks like Will is going to be sitting up as we see the replay. The ball is out. The whistle's been blown. And here is the contact. His Okanagan player just drives Bromelo into the ground as Timmy Gagafian is the one that does that. And yeah, just an unnecessary injury that didn't need to happen.
And it's injuries are part of the game, but like I say, if things are going to happen in the game that the officials can't control or are slow controlling, it has to be addressed by the league, and it's something that officials have to be discussed with, and just to say, player safety is number one. It has to be the number one thing.
Well, Will Bromelo is all smiles after getting up, so I'm glad to see that he's going to be okay. He'll probably need to get checked out by the medical staff, so he'll probably be out of this game for at least a little while here, but glad to see him walk off on his own power, as it didn't look very good off the get-go there.
Yeah, again, you get hit something like that, it's startling to your body, and maybe you lost some wind, and it takes a while for your body to sort of recalibrate to go, okay, what happened?
And looks like an offside here on the Sun as P.J. Hudson is pointing at the offensive line. Let's wait for the official's call here.
Yeah, legal procedure. Yeah, again, another Sun penalty that you don't normally see them do.
And tensions are high. The blood's flowing a little faster than it normally does. And do you think that maybe mistakes come of that and we see some end characteristic plays just because your adrenaline's pumping a little too hard?
Oh, absolutely, because, they're on the field. When they line up, they're talking to the guy across from them, and some guys know how to do that really well, and others don't understand why are you doing that. So you get a little frustrated, and unfortunately, you get hands up or you get, a foot up or something, and
Jordan Falconer
nice
with a
tackle.
great play on 1st and 15. That's going to make it 2nd and short. As a nice throw there by Liam Kruger. It's going to move them very close here to a 1st down.
Very nice tackle, too. It's a quick pass, which what the Sun want, but the Rebels converged on it very quick and a shoestring tackle to put them into a 3rd down. Now they have to gamble. They have to gamble.
Big stand here for the Rebels to try and force a turnover on downs. And the Sun trying to keep this drive alive. Again, it is a 2-score game here, and they can really get within striking distance with a lot of game left here late in the 3rd quarter. Big play energy here. Kruger, receivers in motion, takes the snap. Here comes the pressure. It's going to be caught by Sam Mellinson, and he has the 1st down as Sam Mellinson, who had that fumble earlier on, redeems himself there. And now it is red zone territory here for the Sun, who are smelling that blood in the water once again.
Yeah, Mellinson just ran a quick hook. He was sitting at about 6-7 yards, made the catch. I thought when he came down, he should have gone down because he tried to make a spin move like that when he fumbled, and that's all it takes. But he was able to just hang on to the football this time to give the Sun 1st down.
1st and 10, quickly rolling out of the pocket. Here's Hardesty going up the middle, a big run. That is close to a 1st down as Garrett Hardesty racking up the yards on the ground. And let's see where that ball is spotted. Looks like the chains are moving.
Down.
It's going to be 1st and goal.
Yeah, it was a good run. Again, just off tackle, get upfield, and then get your shoulders north-south and run to the goal line. Get what you can get.
So So first and goal, Hardesty on the field. Watch out for number 21 as he's probably going to be getting the ball here. And there is the handoff to 21. And there's a great stop by Bronson Pfeiffer, former teammates, as another late tackle there. As once again, it's Timmy Gagafian who's made 2 late tackles that have gone uncalled for, and the Rebels aren't very happy about that.
Oh, I wouldn't be either. That should have been a penalty, unnecessary roughness penalty. That was well after the play was whistled dead.
So second and goal. And Liam Kruger's off the field. They're going to go for a big package here. Let's look at the Wildcat as it's Marcus Christos again. Every time he's been on the field, it's been a direct snap run. Let's see what happens here as Christos takes the snap, runs in, and he is going to be in for the touchdown. And we have a football game late in the third quarter, and the Okanagan sideline is fired up.
Yeah, complete difference. The Rebels in the first half are bouncing around. The Sun now have a bit of a bounce in their step, a little bit of swagger. They were really intently watching that play, obviously on third down, and to get the touchdown moves into within 6 points, I believe it is. But yeah, just it was a good drive. A couple unfortunate situations there that I thought could have put a control on this game, but it wasn't followed through with.
Extra point, and it looks like the Rebels offside here as Cameron Cohn jumped the line, and I'm assuming this will add some yards to the kickoff as a little reset.
Yeah. Yeah, he got into the neutral zone, so they're going to throw that all the time.
Another extra point attempt here with improved field position coming out of this. As the Okanagan sideline still fired up from that score. Extra point kick is good. Make it 32-26 as it's a one-score game. 8 points separate these teams as we inch towards the fourth quarter here. And, you know, it's been a bit of a gap, but the Sun have never given up. They haven't rolled over, and now it's a one-score game.
Well, now they came out in the second half, and they said, we want to get back into this game. You know, the Rebels scored touchdown as well as a single point in the third quarter. But the Sun they didn't really, I don't want to say panic. They had a few miscues with penalties and turnovers, but they took advantage of the time they had to take advantage of to get up back into this game. Now, you're only down by 6, whole quarter to go, and this is where you're going to find out what type of team you have, either whether you're coming back to try to victory or if you're like the Rebels, hold on to the victory.
So Liam Atwood out to kick this ball away. Okanagan special teams unit in place. This will be the last play of the third quarter as Atwood's going to boom this one right at Cameron Cohn. And he's going to take it at his own goal line and run out, and he's going to cut to the right. He's going to be met by one Sun player, and he's going to run out of room. As great job there by the Okanagan special teams unit, limits the gain, and the Rebels going to start this drive at their own 20-yard line, but not before we end the third quarter. There's the flag, and that will do it as an exciting third quarter comes to a close. We're going to step aside briefly and come back in about a minute here as the Westshore Rebels holding on to that 8-point lead. Don't go anywhere. A fun finish is ahead. Stay with us.
Yeah, my name's Harold Skadberg. I am co-owner of Viking Properties, formerly Pacific Coast Land.
My name is Jan Egil Gulbrandsen. I'm a co-owner and partner with Harold in Viking Properties.
We're fortunate enough to have Ben taking over more and more for us. He's been working with me for probably 4 or 5 years now, and the company is in good hands.
My name is Ben Gulbrandsen. I'm the president of Pacific Viking Group Properties. So what we try to do is really provide the most square footage possible within people's price range in a very neutral palette so that people can come in and make their own mark on their own home.
And we are back for the fourth quarter, and some nervous fans in attendance as this game has come down to this fourth quarter and a one-score football game. Alongside Paul Short, I'm Tyler Bennett up here in the broadcast booth. Thank you for tuning in, whether it's on TELUS Optic TV or on BCFC TV. As on first down, Gavin Session going to throw for the screen, and Tyrell Hofflin is met immediately there, as I think that was Riley Easton in on the tackle there for the Sun. No gain, in fact, a negative gain, and that is not what the Rebels want to do on first down.
Absolutely not, and I think that's part and parcel of where the Sun are right now. They're excited, they're on the toes, and they want to get to the football. Let's do everything we can to win this football game, and that was a good start for them, because if you can put the Rebels into a punting situation, you're going to get the ball back in tremendous field position.
2nd and 13. The Rebels are reeling here as the Sun have tilted the scales and have the momentum. And now the Rebels going into the Sun, both figuratively and literally. And Session facing trouble, flushes out of the pocket. Here comes a throw. It's going to be caught by Tyrell Hofflin. He's got the first down, a big play, and he's got field in front of him. Here he goes down to the 50, and he's dragged out of bounds and down. What a play, flag included. A huge turning point here for the Rebels.
That was just all on Gavin Sessions' legs. Once he recognized he had to get out of the pocket, he kept his head downfield, and Hofflin worked his way back to the football a little bit. Nice pass, make the catch, and now you just become an athlete and you make guys miss and get what you can get.
Tyrell Hofflin been fairly quiet today. Again, he had that injury scare in the first quarter, but that was an explosive play, and they needed him then more than ever, as the Rebels march down the field and can regain a 2-score lead here with the right play calls, as they are now spotting the ball at the Okanagan 30. So a huge play from the Westshore offense.
Yeah, and another 15-yard penalty in this game against the Okanagan Sun, which immediately puts the Rebels into scoring position. And again, it's something the Sun didn't want to do, but it was a tremendous play by Session and Hofflin.
1st and 10. Session has Ryan Vincent in the backfield. He's going to fake the throw. It's another screen. It's going to be poked in the air and just knocked incomplete, nearly intercepted, as the screen pass broken up there. And that was Jarvian Williams who got his hands on it and nearly picked off there by Santiago Ramirez.
Yeah, that was a good play. He got pressure right away, and they were setting up the screen. You could, as soon as the ball was snapped, when the lineman started to pull, but Session didn't have enough time really to sell it really well, and then Williams got his hands up in his face and knocked the ball down.
Jarvian Williams has been a problem there on the defensive line. He's broken up a few plays just with his size alone. And now Session in the offense, probably still too far away from a field goal. It'd be a long attempt, so they're going to try and get closer here on 2nd down. Session looking to throw. Here comes the pressure, and he is going to be flushed out of the pocket. Looks like a flag on the Rebels here. Session going to throw way downfield and looking for Aiden Bowles, incomplete. I believe this is a holding call against the Rebels. We'll wait and see what the call is. But Session looking downfield, just can't connect with his receiver.
Yeah, holding for sure. Be interested to see here what the Sun do. They back them up and give them 2nd down and 20, or are you just going to decline it? And if I was the Rebels, I don't think I'd try a field goal, but maybe punt it close to the sideline and let it roll out of bounds inside the 5. Oh, they're taking it back, so.
15-yard.
Oh, it's a face mask penalty, and it was after the play, so it's going to be 3rd down.
Oh, big penalty there against the Rebels. And looks like the only choice here is going to be special teams.
Yeah, they get their punt.
So a huge penalty against the Rebels really stifles all that momentum they had off that big reception by Tyrell Hofflin. And now it's a matter of pinning the Sun into deep field position and hoping to limit the damage here.
Yeah, that's the plan, to get a nice punt, try to make sure that the receiver downs it inside his own 10, and give the Sun a long field to have an opportunity to win this game. I'd say I would think is that Falconer back there? He would probably give up the single if it's kicked well deep into the end zone.
Here comes the kick by Jordan Kranz. It's a short one, as Braden Look has to look behind him, as this ball is going to roll out of bounds at just about the 28, I believe. So not bad field position here for the Sun as the Rebels don't exactly pin in, the Rebels don't pin in the Sun at all on that kick, and the weight and the scales of this game have completely flipped into Okanagan's favor.
They really have. And on that punt, sometimes when you try to place it, it just gets off the side of your foot or it's too high rather than just pounding it, letting it go. But for the Sun, very fortunate that their starting point's a bit, 20-yard line's not bad. But for the Rebels, there was no damage beyond that.
Will Bromelo back into the game. You like to see that, number 47 in red. So looks like he's good to go after that injury at the end of the third quarter. As Kruger going to hand off to his number one man, that's Garen Hardesty, and he is going to be brought down by Bryce Ruther after a gain of about 4 or 5. As Garen Hardesty going to be prominently featured here down the stretch drive as the Rebels haven't had a whole lot of answers for their run game.
Yeah, we got a man down. Yeah, you have to give it to Garen because he's going to make things happen. But you also don't want to forget about the pass because that's going to gain you the biggest yards all the time.
Can't see the Rebel down from here. It looks like one of the linemen by the looks of it. And we're just waiting to see. Could it be Manny? No, Manny's still up. So we'll get you the number when we can. But just to kind of re-rack, we touched on the Week 4 game last year that really changed the trajectory of this Rebels team and really the mood and the vibe. No, not that history might not repeat itself here, but it was around the same scenario as that's Bryce Ruther on the ground, and looks like he's getting up on his own power, which is good to see. Big part of this team. But it was about the same score, I believe. The Sun won that game 33-30,
yeah.
And it was a fourth quarter drive where I think they made up at least 2 scores, I think, to take that game. So keep that in your back pocket as we get towards the end of this game.
And it's, you got to play for 60 minutes. And as teams gain momentum, they gain confidence. A lot of things can happen. And now it's up to the Rebels with the Sun, with the football, to do something here that's going to preserve your victory as well as give your offense a chance to add points.
So first down, play action pass. Kruger looking deep downfield. He's got a man, but that throw going to be out of bounds as Isaiah Boutin got over into coverage, as that was Ty Walker looking for the deep pass there, but nothing doing. Third down, and the Sun going to punt this football away.
Yeah, he couldn't, as Liam rolled out, he couldn't get his momentum going forward so he could step into the throw. He came off his back foot, and the ball sailed on him, and it was wide open. Receiver was wide open.
So job well done there by the Rebels defense, who kind of needed to stop there to stop the bleeding and stop the momentum of this Sun offense, who felt like they couldn't fail there for a little while. And a timeout called here by the Rebels, as it looks like there's a personnel issue. So each team will get a break here. 11:50 remaining here in the fourth quarter, and as a football fan, you can't ask for much more than a one-score football game midway through the fourth quarter here.
Oh, absolutely. Nice, exciting game. You're sitting out in the sun as a fan. It's a nice day for a game. Pleasant way to spend a Saturday afternoon. Just a great way.
And again, too early. There's a lot of football left here, Paul, but if you were in charge of players of the game for this one, who would you be picking?
Well, I got Gavin Session for sure. Falconer, I think he's had a really good game. Well, so was Hardesty's had a good game for the Sun. Defensively, Williams, I think he's had quite a good game. And defensively for the Rebels, probably Cohn. I think he's been all over the field.
Tariq Brown with 2 interceptions here for the Sun.
Correct, yeah.
And Gio Lanuzzi got a forced fumble recovery and an interception, as the Rebels special teams nearly got in on that kick, as it's Ethan DeWood going to pick this one up and be tackled immediately. That's a no yards flag, so tack a few more yards onto that one as Elliot DeWood gets brought down right at midfield there, and they'll spot the ball just a bit in front there near the 50-yard line.
Yeah, give the Rebels another 5 yards. But you're in Sun territory, and again, all it takes right now is a field goal to make the Sun have to score 3 times. And that should be the goal, in my opinion, of what the Rebels should be trying to achieve. A minimum point.
Don't want to hit on your math here, but wouldn't they only have to score twice there, Paul, instead of 3 times if they're up by 11? Right?
Well, they'd have to score like...
So 35, 26, and 9 point, right?
Okay, I'm thinking like extra field goal.
Yeah.
No.
I wanted to keep you honest. I honestly don't get to tell you you're wrong very often, Paul, so I take my chances when I get
No, you took me all the way back to grade 8. Oh, man.
First pass, there is Zion Brown with daylight. He is going to go all the way. Touchdown number 4 for number 4. Zion Brown, touchdown Rebels.
Just amazing. Just a quick post, turned it into all wide open, catch the ball and run.
There is going to be no doubt when you look at the stats at the end of this week who's leading in passing yards and receiving yards. It's Gavin Session and Zion Brown. What a tandem.
Yeah, they really are, and they're on the same page. That's the biggest part of it. You know, the new quarterback, it takes a while to get everybody on the same page, but they definitely are on the same page.
Simon Hales out to kick the extra point here. Make it a 13-point game. Kick is up, and kick is good. Tack on the extra point as it's 39-26 Rebels with 11 minutes to go, and now they've tipped the pressure back on Okanagan as time will start to become their enemy here if they're not working quickly.
Oh, absolutely, and the it's one. And now you look at the Sun posture on the bench. It's like, oh man, you know, the Rebels now are up. Sun are down, and they've got to get that back. They get the ball now, take advantage of get a touchdown, even 3 points. Something's going to get you, get a spark under you, and that's one of the things that both coordinators are talking about. The offensive coordinator with the Sun and defensive coordinator with the Rebels. Let's just play our game, move the ball, stop them. You know, different things like that. But no, interesting. It's going to be an interesting finish.
After kicking the extra point, Simon Hale's going to spot this ball at the 45. And kick this one back to Okanagan, who are now on the hot seat here if they want to get back into this football game. As the Rebels special teams unit ready to go, and here's the kick. It's a squibbed kick as they're not wanting to kick it anywhere near Glenn Kadua. There is a flag on that kick, so it might be spotted up a bit closer, but it's very apparent that the Rebels special team doing all they can to avoid the number 1 returner in the league.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And being a kick out of bounds, the Sun will get the football at their own 40. But yeah, just take away things that you think are going to be positive, and don't put yourself in a situation that you go, why did we do that? All right, we'll see how the Sun respond here. They just gave up a long touchdown. They had success the last time they had the ball. So if they can, still lots of time left. They go down the field and score a touchdown here. We're back into the same type of game.
Liam Kruger, Garen Hardesty, and the rest of the Sun offense back on the field here. 1st and 10. Kruger fakes the handoff, throws to his right. That is going to be incomplete as the ball did hit the ground before Jordan Falconer could make the catch, make it 2nd and 10.
Yeah, again, just a quick pass. Liam didn't really step into it. He threw it with more of his arm. And again, that's a little bit of pressure from the Rebels defense that you're not feeling comfortable back there.
So 2nd and 10. Rebels defense looking to make a stand here. They're pushed up pretty high here on this football. I think they're not expecting anything to go super deep because they're playing pretty tight. Empty backfield set. Kruger going to screen pass it to Hardesty. He's got a bit of room to run here, and Boutin can't bring him down. And Hardesty going to go for the house call, and he is going to be met there by Gio Lanuzzi, but not before an explosive run by Garrett Hardesty, who has to be well over the 120-yard mark in this football game. And call what you say it, but Garrett Hardesty having a huge game here on the ground.
Oh, he is, and that was a little screen pass, and they made it look like everything's going to the right. He spun back, came across to the left, and then just used his running ability to pick up a big gain. And now the Sun are in position to score here with still 10 minutes to go. There's plenty of time, and that's one of the ones that put the Rebels on their heels. Now they're going to go, oh, crap, what are we going to do now?
So the Sun are in the red zone here. Kruger looking end zone. He's got a man. It's going to be caught for a touchdown as Josiah Halliburton beats the coverage, and the Sun strike right back.
And that's what they had to do. They had to answer what the Rebels did to keep this game within to where they was, down 7 points now. Be down 6 if you get the conversion, and all it takes is a touchdown conversion to win this football game. So again, they're excited. Sun are excited. Rebels are a little bit down. But that was a nice pass by Kruger, and just to where the Rebels were in that flux position. Are they running? Are they throwing?
Extra point attempt by Liam Atwood, nearly blocked by Joe McGovern, but the extra point through and good. That one goes onto the roof of West Hills Arena. As it is 39-33, 10 minutes, lots of football left here, and it's under a one-score football game now. And Paul, this has been like a heavyweight bout. This is Joe Frazier and Muhammad Ali, Thrilla in Manila. Heavyweight blows each way, and both teams just trying to lock in, and it's going to be a good finish.
Well, it should be, and the whole key now, in my opinion, is the penalties. You got to make sure that you don't take any silly penalties that are unnecessary. And obviously, you want to hold on to the football, too. No fumbles, interceptions. But this game's been, for the Sun anyway, a lot of penalties. And there hasn't been as many this second half. So it's given them an opportunity to get back into it.
So Atwood going to kick this one back to the Rebels. It's Hoffland and Cameron Cone back for the Rebels to return this one. Again, these two teams meet again in Week 9 at the Apple Bowl. This one, they're going to kick it to Cameron Cone, and he's going to return it and run immediately to his left. And it looks like there's more Sun players in his front view mirror there, as not a lot to return, nearly to his 20, as just like the Rebels are avoiding Glenn Kadua. It seems like the Sun are avoiding Tyrell Hoffland because they know what he can do as well. And
absolutely.
Short gain there, and the Rebels will take over at their own 20.
No, that's a wise choice. Kick it to a guy you haven't kicked to before that hasn't hurt you. And then, now they got a long field. Rebels have, where are they situated here? Their own 20. So it's in favor of the Sun here. Sun stop them here, get the ball back in good field position. Like you say, it's going to be a pretty darn good finish.
Gavin Session, fresh off the long touchdown pass to Zion Brown, his 4th touchdown of the day for Brown. Let's see what Session and the offense can do here. Receivers in motion, takes the snap. It's a handoff play. It's a run, and Ryan Vincent doesn't have a lot of room to go there. It's a gain of 2, maybe 3, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 7.
Yeah, the Sun defense just outnumbered the Rebels there on that handoff, and Ryan had nowhere to go, and so it holds them down to a 2nd down and 8. So it's a big down here, both for the Rebels and the Sun. You want the football back. Well, obviously, the Rebels want to continue.
2nd and call it 8. Only a gain of 2 on 1st down. Now the Rebels need a play to happen here in order to move the chains on this drive. Session, receivers in motion, takes the snap. He's looking to his right. It's going to be caught, but not enough for the 1st down as Charlie Wiersma makes the catch. I think this is going to be 3rd and short, as doesn't look like he quite made it there. And now it's decision time. Rob Lervold has his hands in the air. He wants the 1st down call. I don't know, Paul. I didn't see it that way.
good play, just didn't go deep enough, so it leaves them a yard shy. I think I'm punting here because you get stuffed here. It's yeah, I call a timeout, Robbie.
The Rebels going to call a timeout here? Nope. Maybe. Yes, they are. They had to notice the official, but the Rebels are going to think this one over, as this is a crucial moment in this football game. If they are going to go for it, you absolutely have to convert it. So it's either punt it away and figure it out or go for the gamble. And it looks like after further consideration, the Rebels are going to punt this ball away. So the Sun will get the football back with a chance to take the lead here late in the fourth.
Yeah, in my opinion, you got to punt. You have to get the ball as far away from your goal line as you can. Make it a uphill climb for the Sun, and you put it on your defense. You know, there's still a lot of time left here in the game, but don't turn it. Don't give it to the Sun on a turnover on downs inside your own 30-yard line. Well, with that being said, though, got a pretty strong guy in the backfield, Ryan Vincent, who I think you can hand off to him. He's going to pick that first down up for you. That's probably what Rob was thinking.
So Jordan Kranz, who's had mixed results on his punts today, is going to be kicking this one right into the Sun. And fake punt here. Ryan Vincent going to try and get there. I don't think he got there. Oh my goodness, did that just happen?
I certainly don't understand that, but the Sun were ready for it. They were definitely ready for a fake. It was pretty well set up, but I just thought, no, wrong place, wrong time.
Unbelievable turn of events here. This is like an M. Night Shyamalan film. There is a twist every 5 minutes here, especially in this second half. And now the Rebels are reeling. The Sun have the football in the red zone with 8 minutes to go. There's a player that's not on the field. It's going to be offside. Free play here for the Sun. Doesn't matter how far Hardesty goes. What is going on the Westshore sideline right now, Paul?
Well, sometimes there's a little bit of confusion. Somebody could be hurt, and you don't notify the guy that has to replace him right away because you're hoping who the regular guy is. But that'll be a legal substitution, which is a 10-yard penalty. And the little things like that, like what the Sun were doing in the first half, allowing the Rebels to move the football, get first downs. And then
legal substitution.
They're doing the same thing here, the other side with the Rebels.
10-yard penalty. The results first down.
Things going from bad to worse here for the Rebels as the Sun are inching closer to that goal line, and they have Garen Hardesty in the backfield who has to be getting the ball. Everyone knows where the ball is going. It's just a matter of can you stop him.
I think that's the mentality that they're going with.
Audible being called here by Liam Kruger, Westshore faithful, making some noise, trying to rally behind this Rebels defense who needs a stop. They're going to throw on first down. It's a screen pass to Falconer. He's going to try and beat the screens, only gets about 3, maybe 4 yards. So they're not going to feature Hardesty quite yet, but that's going to make it second and about 6, and we'll see where the ball gets spotted.
Yeah, it's hard to see looking through that tent down there. It's hard to see where he came down.
Just shy of the 10-yard line.
Oh, okay,
so
looked like he got about 6.
4.
Yep.
And looks like referee's calling for something, maybe a reset of the ball.
Reset the clock, I think.
So here's a big play in this football game here. 2nd and 4 at the Rebels' 12-yard line. And the Sun trying to capitalize on a huge mistake. And it's Hardesty up the middle, trying to get there. I believe he's got the first down, and now it's a dog pile. But that is going to move the chains. Flag is down after the play. So we'll wait and see. But it looks like Hardesty got enough. for the first down, and that would make it 1st and goal from about the 3.
Yeah, just took the football and said, I want to get to the end zone. And I'll be curious to see what this penalty is, because if it's against the Sun, I think Coach Miller would be a little upset. A helmet off there, so it could be a face mask penalty against the Rebels. Put the ball on the 1-yard line. Yeah, face mask, so that's how his hat came off. So the Sun have the football, first down on the 1.
1st and goal at the 1. The Sun are at the absolute pinnacle of a huge comeback here in the second half. They were down by as many as 20 points in this game, I believe. Nearly 3 scores, and they have battled all the way back and are now at the precipice of taking the lead here late in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, again, they didn't really panic, but they kept hurting themselves with penalties or turnovers, and now they've been, penalty free and turnover free for quite a while now, this whole pretty well 4th quarter. And the Rebels, on the other hand, have been taking some silly penalties here on this drive, as well as on the last pass that was a touchdown catch that the Sun had.
1st and goal for the 1. Kruger going to go for the sneak play here. He's going in for the end zone, and he has broken the plane. Touchdown Okanagan, and they have tied this football game with the lead pending on this extra point as Liam Kruger calls his own number. Oh, we're in for a finish, Paul.
Wow, that's good on the Sun. They've deserved this now. They fought back. Atwood has to make the convert to give them a 1-point lead. But then it goes back on the Sun defense now to say, okay, we're going to leave Victoria or Westshore with a win. So they have to step up and make sure they play penalty-free, solid Sun defense.
Liam Atwood for the extra point attempt. Here's a bit of a high snap. Here's the hold. Kick is through. The Okanagan Sun lead this football game 40-39. 6:22 left to go. Buckle up, folks. It's going to be a good finish.
No kidding. Yeah, hold on tight to your seat, because there's going to be some really exciting plays happening the rest of the way, especially on the Rebel side, because they have to make something happen. They've been throwing the ball well. Vincent's been running the ball well, but they haven't had that breakaway run. And you can only go to the well so often with Hofflin and Zion Brown, because the Sun are going to have extra eyes on them. And we'll see what this time. When the Rebels get the ball here, if they get a good return and then put a little bit of a drive together, even if you don't maintain the football, at least you can move it and do positive things.
I don't believe the Sun placed that football in the correct position. It's supposed to be at the 45, is it not, Paul?
Yes. Well, it should be the officials that do that. Yeah, the officials are the ones that place the ball, and it could be that because some of the officials in this league, they also officiate American high school, out of Vancouver here in town, and a little mix-up.
Liam Atwood kicks this ball deep down the sideline. Elliot DeWood has some trouble with it. And good scoop up recovery, but he's got nowhere to go. He's got 4 Sun players on him right away near the 20-yard line. So the Rebels going to have to start deep in their own territory here on this drive.
They got a long way to go. And again, not a really good return. You let the ball bounce. But I'm not the one receiving it, looking into that, Sun. But when you let the ball bounce, that allows cover team to slow down a little bit and then settle to find out what's happening in front of them. I'll see what Sessions got. Robbie's going to have some plays for him to run, and number 4 and number 82 are going to factor in pretty high.
Regardless of which team you're rooting for here, it has been a fantastic day of football. The peak of BCFC football on display here today at Starlight Stadium. We thank everyone who's joined in on TELUS Optic and BCFC TV. And we've got a great finish ahead, folks, as Gavin Session on first down ball at his own 21 takes the snap, looks to his left. Here's the throw. It's caught by Jeremiah Beckwith, and that is going to be ruled incomplete. As no doing there, it's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Jeremiah had it, but he not long enough once the tackle was made. He got tackled as soon as he put his hands on it. Then. But again, no harm, no foul. You still have 2nd down, so you have to have a play in your pocket here that picks you up 11. Get the 1st down, maintain possession. That's the key for the Rebels right now.
And here's a bad snap on 2nd down, and Session has nowhere to go. He's brought down. Oh, a catastrophic blunder from the Rebels. And now they need a huge play, and it looks like they're just going to punt this football away.
Oh, they have to punt. You got to punt the ball. Yeah, just a bad snap. It ran along the ground. Just too bad. And then once Gavin got back there, the Sun defenders just right on top of him.
Oh, when it rains, it pours.
Yeah, the Rebels just they're looking for that answer, and there's nothing there in their hand to say, we can do this. You know, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Rebels here possibly give up the safety, and then they get the ball, when they get the ball back again, if they hold the Sun, an opportunity to kick a field goal for a tie game. That could be in the works behind Coach Connor's thinking too.
I'm speechless, Paul.
Well, I just, it's like 2 halves of 2 different games.
And Kranz with a booming kick. That one is a good one. And ball dropped. It's loose and, barely picked up there. That would have been a big play. Glenn Kadua had trouble with it. But a good job there by Kadua to receive the ball. As if that was a fumble, holy man.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Well, it's a good punt, and that was what the Rebels needed. They needed a punt that's going to move Kadua's legs, move left and right, because things happen when you have to move around to return a kick. And now they got not a long field, but they're at their own, where are they? Their own 50. But it's difference is that the clock's going to be running, and the Sun have possession of the ball.
Let's see Garen Hardesty how many times his number is called on this drive as Kruger on 1st down. There's the ball to Hardesty going right out to the edge. He's got the edge, and he nearly gets a 1st down there as it is Isaiah Boutin making the tackle, but number 21 is going to be exclusively getting the ball here as they try and kill the clock and move down the field.
Yeah, and he ran. That was a 9-yard run there. It was a good run, inside and then outside. You don't think too much. Just play your position. Do your responsibility. Do your responsibility, and you won't get out of position. And that's what the Rebels defense should be thinking right now. And for the Sun, it's just same thing. Do your responsibility, and we'll maintain possession.
2nd and 1. Kruger fakes the handoff on play action, looking downfield. He's got a man. It's caught. As on the reception, that's Vincent Chewy, who had that huge touchdown pass in the 1st half. And he moves the chains, slides down, and now the Sun just looking to put this game away.
Yeah, that was a good call because it was 2nd down and short, and if you have to go for it on 3rd down. But yeah, they just ran crossing routes, and just in behind the linebackers get open.
1st and 10. Okanagan rushing down the field here. Clock also ticking. As Kruger takes the snap, fakes the handoff, he's going to throw. He's got a man. It's Jordan Falconer, and he is thrown out of bounds by Isaiah Boutin, and that looks close to another 1st down as there's a late flag on the play, and it looks like this might be going against the Rebels. And P.J. Hudson trying to plead his case, but I don't think he's going to get it.
Now they got the 1st down, and it looks like Hudson took a face mask penalty, which a touchdown could put this game out of reach.
Wait for the officials' call, but this could be a huge penalty at this juncture of the game.
I think it was post-play penalty too, so it would be added on to the game. Yeah, necessary roughness.
Necessary roughness, 50.
Calling it both ways.
Be second down.
So it didn't hurt. But that looks like a first down to me.
Let's see. Looks like some water being given. I didn't see anyone call timeout. It could just be a water break being called by the officials. Officials are all signaling for second down, but the ball marker hasn't moved up yet. So a bit of confusion here on the field.
Yeah, because it was a post-play penalty, so first down was made, so the ball should stay where it is and be first down for the Sun.
And now the chains do move, so it's 1st and 10 at the Rebels 25. And again, that clock ticking. 3:30 left to go. We're near the 3-minute warning, so that'll give the Rebels a free stop. But now, not only the score, but time becoming a big factor in the ending of this football game as Kruger has Hardesty in the backfield, receivers in motion, takes the snap, he's going to fake it, he's going to throw it, and I can't actually see from my vantage point, that looks like that was caught. Sam Mellinson makes it for about a 4-yard grab as he threw it right into traffic there, and Mellinson comes down with it and makes it 2nd and 5.
I was a little surprised at a play like that, especially when you get Hardesty running as well as he has. But the last couple plays, the Sun have just been ball in the air.
2nd and 5. Big play here for the Rebels defense to try and get a stop. Hardesty still in the backfield. Let's see what Kruger has here. Receivers in motion. Here's the snap, and it's going to be to Hardesty cutting to the inside, and he's going to be stopped. Big stop by Will Bromelo, making the tackle, and a late hit by the Sun offensive line, and that could be a big play and backing them up deep into field goal territory.
And again, another silly penalty at the wrong time. You get an opportunity here to kick a field goal, add to your lead, go up by 4. But now you're going to make it even tougher if this is a 15-yard penalty. It'd be a long kick for Liam Atwood to try.
And there you see on the replay the extra shove as Caden Kerntoff.
Yeah, he's been in the mix all afternoon. He's been around piles and knocking guys over. But again, unnecessary. It's unnecessary, silly penalty.
And for the Rebels, I guess you could decline this penalty as that wasn't a lot of yards gained. So you could just give up the field goal now, and you know you've got a 2-minute drill to try and.
Yeah, so it's going to move the ball back 15 yards. So that's going to make it
unnecessary roughness,
10,
Rebels.
15,
Unnecessary
well over
roughness,
40
Sun.
yards.
They
Field goal
balance,
try.
3rd down.
So there was an unnecessary roughness penalty against the Rebels as well.
Oh, so they're leaving? Oh, okay.
They cancel each other out, so call it 3rd and 6, and here comes the field goal unit to try and make this a touchdown or bust here for the Rebels on their final drive.
Yeah, it'd be, a 29-yarder. The wind's whipping a little bit here. You never know if Atwood's got the accuracy.
Here is a big kick here for Liam Atwood. As the Rebels faithful are on their feet, trying to make some noise, trying to rally this Rebels defense. Making some noise as Atwood sets his sights. Here comes the snap. Here's the kick. It's up, and it is good. 3 extra points on the board here for the Sun, which gives them a 4-point lead as Liam Atwood threw the uprights. And that means the Rebels need a touchdown here, or we have a ball game.
They need a touchdown big time, but the good kick on Liam. There's a bit of wind blowing. We've got more of it up here, but nice and true, straight down. It was good, and that's what he does. That's what he's been in this league doing for. I think this is his 5th year, so you count on him. So now back to the Rebels. Now the difference is they got to score a touchdown. They got 2 minutes and 15 seconds. All the tricks are going to be pulled out, and you got to protect Gavin. And the Sun are going to be playing tight on, especially on Hoffman and on Zion, and they're going to try to get as much pressure up front. So you got to be patient, and you also have to, like I was saying, do your responsibility.
58 minutes of football, and it's come down to this. The Rebels, who led early and often, have been faced with adversity here in the second half and are now trying to fight to get back this lead in the football game as Session gets his receivers in motion, takes the snap. Here comes the pressure, and he is going to be brought down as that is, guess who? That's Summers, 35. Jaquintus Summers with a huge sack as he rolls off the edge, and now it's 2nd and long for the Rebels.
Sack game. We're in game 4 for the Sun, and he's got 8 sacks already. What a phenomenal football player. He gets off the football and he goes just works around his tackle and just relentlessly gets to the quarterback. And the Session had his back to him, so he had no idea he was there.
Rebels need a big play here on 2nd down to at least make it manageable on 3rd. Session calling an audible, moving Jeremiah Beckwith into the box. He's got Ryan Vincent with him, takes the snap, he's looking to throw. Here comes the pressure. Gavin Session has nowhere to go, he's brought down again! And now it is 3rd and a country mile. And all hopes of this football game, if you're a West Shores Rebels fan, are dwindling. And it's looking like the punt team is going to come out here.
Oh, yeah, you got to punt because you never know. You can get the ball back and with another opportunity for a touchdown or a chance at a touchdown. But you don't want to turn the ball over here and give it to the Sun in position where they kick another field goal or score, and the game's definitely over. Wow. I have really, it's been like the tale of two halves. You've got the Rebel half in the first, everybody's up, fired up and pumped up, and it's been all Sun, especially this 4th quarter.
Here comes the punt by Jordan Kranz. It's a high kick, but not necessarily deep. And they're going to let Kadua run this one back. He's going to go all the way around. Look out for the official as he's going to try and beat the edge, and he's going to be brought down. Nice play. Isaiah Boutin on the special teams is going to stop him at the 40-yard line. So now it's on the defense of the Rebels to try and get this ball back here. They don't have any timeouts left. That's a crucial point in order to stop this. They basically need to stop Hardesty in his tracks here.
Yeah, that was not a bad return by Kadua. He kept going. He made his moves, and he tried to outrun everyone, and Boutin just said, I'm going to keep pace with you, and then he got the opportunity to get his ankles and put him on the ground.
So here comes Liam Kruger and the offense trying to get a couple first downs here and put this game to bed. He's got 2 running backs in the backfield. Kruger, hand off to Hardesty. He's going up the right side. He's got some room. It's a heavy gain of 8, maybe 9. And now it's all about punching that one through and moving the chains for Hardesty.
Yeah, use the clock in your favor, minute 36. You can use up good 19 seconds here, get the first down, fresh set of downs, and you can almost, game be over pretty quick. Again, very, 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 very surprising. The way this game started for the Rebels, they were fired up. Their home crowd was excited, but the Sun, they're a well-polished, experienced football team that just doesn't really panic.
Here is Hardesty moving the pile. It's a first down. So now it is really on the Rebels to get some stops here. Otherwise, this game is all but over.
Yeah, going to be tough now. Minute 12. They punt the football. If they had to punt, the Rebels would get the ball back, probably less than 20 seconds to go. Well, it's a learning curve for the Rebels. Again, you come together, you build on what you did in the first half, and then you bring the second half to the practice field and work on that stuff. And for the Sun, they're going to be fired up because of this comeback, but the coaches definitely are concerned over the penalties, and that'll be addressed.
1st and 10, and Kruger trying to kill as much clock as he can. It's down to 54, and here's Hardesty up the middle, and it's another heavy gain, about 6, maybe 7, as the clock now dwindled down to 49.7 seconds here at Starlight Stadium, and it's 2nd and 4 And hope starting to dwindle here for this Rebels defense, who needs a stop in the worst ways right now.
Yeah, they really do. But yeah, it's going to be tough because they don't have any timeouts left. And the Sun are just going to milk the clock the best they can here.
Clock is running. Sun going to probably keep this ball on the ground. And that play blown dead. Was it a timeout or a delay of game? It was timeout by Okanagan. So that puts the clock at 28 seconds. And the Sun needing 4 yards in order to pretty much put this game to bed.
Yeah, I think it's to bed. Unfortunately for the Rebels. But kudos to the Sun. You know, they started out, you know, kind of hazard, a lot of penalties, some turnovers, and they just stuck with it. And they came out, especially fourth quarter, and became the Sun team that everybody in the BCFC is used to. A team that's in control, a team that doesn't panic, and just do what you do. So the learning curve for both teams, you know, they're, like I said, the Sun are going to learn about the penalty part of it, and the Rebels are going to dig down deep adversity-wise to say, what do we do where we had complete control of this game, and now we've got our first loss of the season.
And if you're the Rebels, you know that you had it.
Yeah,
it was right there.
It was in their hands.
They were in the driver's seat. They had control, and now you go and mark on your calendars that Week 9 matchup at the Apple Bowl as
it's huge.
Another chance.
Yeah, absolutely, and then, you know, like a win is very important, but that second go around.
And there's a play that's brought down there as Kruger called his own number and is brought down short of the first, so it makes it 3rd and I want to say 1 or 2. So if the clock runs here, sorry, Paul, I'm just trying to figure out.
I would think they're going to let
what the options are here. It looks like the punt team is coming out here. So the Rebels might get the football, but they're only going to have a fraction of a second really to do anything. It would take a movie miracle, if you will.
Absolutely.
But you never know. That's the beauty thing about sports is you never know what's going to happen next.
That is so true. So true. But I would suspect that they'll take the penalty, run it down, and then move, and there'll be 4.1 seconds left, and they'll move back 10 yards and punt the ball.
Kruger takes the snap on this one to Hardesty, and he's got the first down. And that will pretty much do it. As the Okanagan Sun come back from 19 points down in the third quarter, and they are going to win this football game.
Amazing. Good for them. Good on them. But it does set up the next time these two teams play, if they're undefeated or the Sun undefeated and the Rebels only have the one loss, the Rebels just have to make up 5 points. And it makes, again, for another exciting game, not a blowout. And this is what the BCFC need, all Canadian junior football needs, games that are like this, back and forth, close, exciting. Just a bunch of young guys having a great time playing a sport that's the best in the world.
Well, that game had pretty much everything, Paul.
Yeah, it really did. It really did. The only thing we didn't have was a block kick. It was about the only thing.
So, again, the Westshore Rebels lead 24-12 at halftime. They have a 19-point lead in the third quarter, and the Okanagan Sun storm back in the fourth quarter to take this one. 43-39, your final here at Starlight Stadium. Again, these two teams meet again at the Apple Bowl in Week 9, and if this is any preview of what's to come for the rest of this season, boy, you don't want to miss a Rebels Sun game.
No kidding. No kidding. And what it's going to do is it's going to build both teams up, because I still expect to see them in the Cullen Cup game. But, you know, the Rebels' chore now is to win that one in Kelowna and beat them by the tiebreaker so you can play a Cullen Cup game in Victoria or Westshore, and you don't want to go back up to the Okanagan.
Well, folks, that will do it. Make the final 43-39. The Sun moved to 4-0, and the Rebels fall to 2-1. We thank everyone for tuning in for the TELUS Optic Game of the Week or on BCFC TV. It was a dandy, and we can't wait to bring you more football for the rest of the season. For BC Football Hall of Famer Paul Short, I'm Tyler Bennett. Thank you for joining us from our entire Roll Focus team. We'll see you next week.